Hey guys, how's it going? So, last time, we actually finished out the main story of the game. I wasn't planning to do so, it just kind of turned out that one thing led into another. Once we actually got to Origin, which is literally where we started the stream, it basically took us straight through the dungeon. We ran through the entire dungeon, fought like consoles X, Y, and Z, finished up the game. It was actually a little bit of an ambiguous ending. I've actually wondered how the community has reacted to it, because it's a bit bittersweet, honestly. I personally didn't mind it, but it wasn't exactly the full-on happy ending that I was really hoping we'd get. That being said, we still have quite a ways to go on this game, because you have to consider, in terms of ascending hero classes, we did 4 of the main 6. We still have, I believe it is lands in Sena to ascend, which we know side story lands, side story Sena will be pretty lengthy quests. We also have literally every single hero except for Ethel and Kamaravi. I did, in my research, figure out the reason we randomly had that happen when we walked past the lab was because it was literally just, once you had the two of them recruited, you needed a level 10 Seraph and Sword Fighter, or at the very least just a Seraph, and I'd done that in my off-stream grinding prior to us continuing the story when we met Nia that one stream. That was the reason why. Level discrepancy here is just because every hero has individual XP, but we do need to basically get through the Ascension quest for almost every character, which I don't know because Ethel and Kamaravi's was kind of just a short cutscene, but it was after they had so much involvement in side story Mio, as well as, well, Kamaravi specifically, as well as, you know, a lot of the main story, side story Kamaravi, Kamaravi's hero quest, all that stuff. So I don't know if everyone else is going to have a full-blown out Ascension quest, you know, story quest as well. We obviously know those Sena and Lands will have pretty lengthy quests. And we also need to recruit the 2 post-game heroes, which is what we're going to do first. Their Ascension quests, and there's a number of side quests that I don't want to do every single one. But for example, the one that I really wanted to do, I don't know if it's actually required, because every single hero seems to have very varying requirements for what actually triggers their Ascension quests. But I wanted to do like this quest, for example, help out Segiri's colony, find a new home, stuff like that, just because I like Segiri. I don't know why, she's just one of those characters that, it's like that cute kid that you just want to protect, you know? Just in my opinion, I do like Segiri, but either way, we're obviously going to start out with, like I was saying, getting our 2 post-game heroes. I do not know if they will have full-on hero quests, but as of this point, bit of a spoiler warning, just in case. Again, I tried to name the stream, and I'll probably try to name the VOD a little bit like trying to get the post-game heroes, instead of, you know, outright naming who they are, just in case, because it's a bit spoilery. I don't believe there are any New Game Plus incentives, realistically speaking, though, so I don't know if I'll do it, and if I do, I definitely won't do it on stream, but we'll see. I don't even know what games I'm planning on streaming immediately after this. I've thought about Cult of the Lamb and a few other roguelikes that are new, a few other mainstream games even. I've thought about trying out Dead by Daylight after a long time, but I'm terrible at that game. I was only like ranked 10 or 11 back in the day, and I know literally they've released in, like, it's been a few years since I played that game. They've quite literally released, like, I think 7 or 8 or 9 heroes since I've played, or killers, you know.
Maybe she's not there.
But either way.
But where is she then?
Yeah, no idea where Nia could be. Never mind. I thought it was actually really funny that we got a picture in the post-game credits showing that Nia actually did have a kid with Rex. Because again, you wonder what happened to them. I'm still so confused because, like, Mio and Noah at one point have a kid. And we never know really what happened with that child. I've honestly wondered, we don't really see anyone, maybe Mio is Nia's kid, who knows. I didn't think so at first because of the whole 10-year life cycle shtick. But I was very confused as to why I don't think we've seen anyone else of, like, the same exact race, with, like, the same hair color, ears, and stuff as them. But Nia's ears are also a little bit distinct in comparison to Mio's. Maybe she's the descendant of some kind.
Still looks pretty natty though, eh?
Natty? But
So tough to get around
it was kind of fun to get, like, a kind of ending to Rex's group's story.
Flat on your face.
So she does wear kind of a homage to her old outfit rather than her queenly outfit.
I finally feel like I can be myself. Really cut loose, I love it.
It was kind of funny too, because in the final scene where all the colonies, including the 2 castles, basically just got up like Gundam style almost, and started attacking Origin. Well, you know, I remember we were still inside of it, you know, a little bit dangerous, but That being said, you know, I think it was Melia kind of said, like, you can just drop the act. And now Nia kind of went back to being her old self. Oh. Oh, no. It's like when you're, like, humming in the shower and someone catches you or something.
We just, what are you?
That's cute.
Majesty,
Hmm?
your clothes.
It's basically what used to work. Although, if memory serves, it's been so long since I played 2, but didn't she wear something entirely different when she had, like, the longer-looking ears for her blade form?
Wait.
I thought she wore something actually a little bit more similar to her queen outfit, color scheme-wise. I'd have to look it up, though. It's been a long time. It's kind of funny to see, though. That's what I've been talking about every time we saw her, was like, oh, maybe the passage of so many years
Please accept my heartfelt welcome.
kind of changed her, and she wasn't as impulsive, you know, quite as energetic as she was in 2. And it just seemed like maybe she was trying to put on that facade to give encouragement as a queen, you know?
Do please make yourselves comfortable.
Okay.
Is something the matter?
She's just,
Doesn't it wear on you, acting like that?
What?
Yeah, it's gotta be. That goes back to what I was talking. It was almost like meant to give
No, it's
encouragement to them.
perfectly fine. Dispense with such concerns.
Okay.
Pray, let not my regal status prohibit you from presenting your inquiries.
Okay.
Please, speak your minds.
Alright, well, here's a question. What's that get-up all about?
It's her original outfit.
Yes, perhaps you would find my clothes rather curious.
And nothing like that would have existed, to be fair, in this world base. Not exactly something that would be there, you know?
If you don't want to talk about it, that's cool.
When the
Go
world
for it.
was frozen in time.
Oh, no, it's nothing like that. Before, I told you all how the world was once divided into 2, if you recall.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you told us when we first met. How could we forget that, Your Majesty?
I know Noah's not the type to actually intentionally patronize someone, but that's kind of what it sounds like. How could we forget that? You told us.
These clothes belong to that era, when
Yeah.
the worlds were 2, unmingled. These raiments were
It
created
really-
specially for
you
me
know-
by older realm.
Yeah. One thing I gotta say, too, is I've been curious because when she says to the picture almost, it looks like I'll be seeing you again soon, to the picture with, like, Rex and everyone else, I really had been curious. We obviously knew over 1,000 years at least, I think, at that point, had passed between the worlds were just frozen, you know, and Melia and Nia had to come up with a plan, combat Mobius. How much time had passed in their actual given worlds from their given timelines? Because we know it had been enough time that Rex was no longer essentially a kid, and he'd been old enough. He looked like an adult in the picture. Mithra and Pyra all had kids with Noah based on that picture. It makes you wonder, again, what happened? Is it possible? I've been wondering that, like, something even separated them, like, not the entirety of the 2 worlds, if that makes sense, collided? Maybe that's not the case, but it just makes me wonder, you know, when she says, looks like I'll be seeing you again soon, is what that line's what's been stuck in my head is, you know, had it actually been quite some time in their worlds? Because Poppy popped out, you know, when everything started to be resolved and such. It just really makes you wonder, if once the worlds had re-separated, were Rex and them still alive? Because I was never under that impression. But maybe I'm just completely wrong on that, but that's what I was confused about, because that would potentially, that's also an explanation as to why, like, Dromark isn't there anymore, you know? 'Cause that's something that stuck in my mind the entire time.
Right. I suppose you could call it a keepsake of my motherland, if you like.
Yeah, still talking about her outfit. Sorry, just
Can you explain that?
stuff like that I ramble on because it's really been on my... I've really
The
wondered.
place of my coming into existence in the world, of my infancy and upbringing. We called
Motherland.
that our motherland.
Yeah. But it's like,
Your Majesty's motherland.
just because the worlds merged, it's the same thing, like the entire system of sentient blades in 2. And again, I don't know if that's a thing in 1. With this appearance of things like the Monado, I wouldn't think so. But stuff like that you wouldn't think would just disappear off the face of the planet.
The subject seems so huge.
And
I
maybe,
can
like,
scarcely
if
begin
it
to
just took,
imagine
like, a theoretically piece of each of the two worlds and they collided. I don't think that's the case based on, like, the way they showed everything. It looked like entire planet/worlds
it. I'd like to
colliding.
hear more about your world, Your Majesty.
But I've been so confused about that entire time. But either way,
I'd be
looks
happy
like we
to.
do actually get a full-on hero
Well,
quest,
to
though,
begin
for
with, I ought to
Nia and
explain.
Melia. Which I expected, but I'm curious what it's about. Especially with me not having, again, I've said this so many times, I didn't play 1, I just played 2. I still need to go back and play Torna. So I don't know as much about Melia, so I wanted to do Nia's hero quest first.
A full day and night might not suffice, I fear.
Yeah, and that really gives impact, because not only did Nia live through everything in 2, she was alive for some time before that as a blade.
Oh, I see. Then I'm sorry to have made such an unreasonable demand of you.
I don't think it was unreasonable.
Maybe another time then.
Although, it's hard to place this as post-game, but it takes you back out before you'd actually fought Zed, so who knows. Because,
It won't do
okay.
for me to detain you here.
I don't know, it's just like, I'm just trying to slot in, like, where a lot of these hero quests and ascension quests and side quests could take place in terms of the actual storyline events. I would assume this kind of stuff almost takes place after you've spoken to maybe Nia the second time, but Melia's maybe could be something entirely different. Because ultimately, again, this can't be taking, now that I think about it, post-game because the world's separated, so Noah, Eunie, and Lance wouldn't be on the same world as Nia and the other 3.
Well, I suppose
So.
so, but
And I guess it doesn't even have to slot in timeline-wise. It's post-game
Let us
stuff.
go forth together.
yes, Your Majesty, as you wish. Wait.
Forgive me, Your Majesty.
Yeah.
I don't think we quite heard right.
You don't want Nia to come travel with
I mean
us?
to say that
I
will
totally would
accompany
want
you
to-
on
that-
your travels.
It'd be super helpful. Imagine having, yeah, like, the queen
That way,
with that
I'll
much
be
power
able to
helping you.
continue my tales. Night and day, every day if needs be.
Okay.
I mean, that is not to imply that being cooped up here the whole time is as lonesome as it is tedious.
Yeah, she has to miss everyone from her old party. Same with
Although I'm
Melia.
well pleased with myself for inventing an elegant, way-sneaky excuse to get out.
It's a lot less elegant and sneaky when you tell them that.
Nothing like that at all. Please do not misinterpret it this.
No one was saying that anyway.
Jeez.
I suppose it may be a bit much, eh?
Oh, it's fine.
We weren't saying that either.
All right then, it's decided. A deal, shall we say?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Ah, yes.
Oh, it's really cute.
We humbly
It just-
beg Your Grace, Your Majesty.
Is that
or
respectfully?
Respectfully.
Because the issue is ultimately, we've known them for this amount of time. You know, anyone who's played, like, I haven't played, I'm gonna stop saying that, but, like, having played 2, we've kind of seen Nia, her character growth, development, everything, how she tends to act. But for everyone here, this was like the regal queen who was always giving them, like, calm, collected, formal advice, you know?
I ask only for your kind support, Noah. Oh, and from
Also, I don't know who,
I'd like you to address me
as
simply
Nia, yeah.
as Nia.
I don't know who inherits every classes. I would 100% assume that Nia is inherited by Mia, though. Which makes me just assume that Melee is probably Noah. It could also be Eunie. But given that there's 2 post-game heroes and the queens, you'd think it'd be the 2 leaders. But Nia 100% I think has to be Mio.
Just another one of your ordinary fellow traveling folk.
Travel Ionis and discover special events. I wonder what special events there are. Oh! Okay, so it's not a...
It's been so flippin' long. What I mean to say is, oh, forget it.
It's been so flippin' long. Love that Nia doesn't curse. You'd think Nia would be someone who would curse. Eunie does and such. Ghondor does a lot. Yeah, it had to be Mio. Okay, so it seems like maybe I was wrong. Again, I thought we were going to have full-on hero quests. It makes sense that maybe not, but it makes you wonder. I really don't know how the Ascension quests are going to act in terms of, like, length. Outside of the main 6, are they full-on, you know, story quests, or is there just... I've wondered if it's a quick conversation, you know? Because I really don't know. The strongest of the heal class is able to support the entire party, heal allies. So this might be similar to what we were doing. We were running one of the two utility healer classes, like Miyabi or Fiona's, Signifer or Troubadour, and then Medic Gunner towards the end for a main healing class with a utility healing class. Maybe Nia's class kind of slots into that place and takes over, you know? And I will say, I did switch Nia over to a healer, because I assumed she was the one that was inherited. Yeah, and we knew as a healer and attacker. By that logic, maybe I should have switched Eunie as well to an attacker. I'm pretty sure it's Noah. I really don't know, but I cannot imagine it's either Noah or Eunie for Melia. But either way, for Melia, we have to go to the Kevis Castle first floor.
We've explored a fair chunk of this.
I do not know... Oh, okay, I was going to say, I don't know where on the first floor. But I'm interested to see what she has to say. Yeah, that was wholesome. Just, this game really makes me want to go back and play 2 again, and I'm sure anyone who's played 1 as well probably gets the same feeling. It's just such a fun callback. Even if it's just one real character, you know, that's really heavily emphasized. Just really wholesome.
Excuse me.
Yep. Hi, Melia.
That voice.
Yeah, the only things I really know about Melia were like the memes about her getting ditched by Shulk. Which was interesting, and now that I think about it, my whole theory about maybe, you know, the whole pieces of the world being merged or how much time had passed, I think is kind of disproved by the fact that she has the Monado in hindsight, because that means Shulk is probably dead. But again, then why did Nia say, I can't wait to see you again? I'm very confused. Maybe she's talking about, might be kind of sad to say, but maybe it's like a grave situation. Such as when Rex introduced Pyra to his parents.
I know who you are.
I should hope so, Noah.
Your Majesty.
He's all. I can never remember a bunch of the small side characters, honestly. But yeah, again, like, where does this slot in? Because as of right now in the story, if it kicks us back out before the the final fight, technically Melia's still an origin, isn't she? Wait, no, this is after. No, for right before the final fight, she'd already gone back to the castle. That's why she's here. Okay. Sorry, I got confused.
Surely I have been patient enough. Stuck there in origin. It's enough to
Yeah,
send one
okay.
insane.
So I think this must be when you recruit them. It must maybe... Again, it doesn't have to slot into things time-wise. It must technically be, though, like, sometime between after you save Melia and before the final fight. Maybe around the time fight X and Y. A little bit before, a little bit after.
Can we help you?
Her Majesty is insisting that she explore the outside world
Okay.
undercover.
I really do wonder if other outside events occur. If it's just talking about how every hero has, like,
They need it.
short conversations and things that they say when they're in certain
Until
places.
now, all I could do was perceive data. But no longer.
She wants to actually explore.
I know, yes,
Hmm.
but if you simply gave us the order, we could perform all the legwork for you.
It's fine. Wonder how confused everyone was,
There are
though, when
things you can't understand
they
unless
realized
you
the queen
experience
they'd
them
been
for
following
yourself.
for a long time was like a robot. On both sides,
At least
actually.
allow us to accompany you.
If I go with you, won't that draw attention?
I feel like
How about
the queen
we went
going
with you?
around is going to draw attention anyways.
We're quite well traveled around Ionios now. There are plenty of places we could show you around, I'm sure.
And of course, we share a common goal.
Yeah.
There are people out there living in the harshest conditions, yet still they struggle on. We want to help them all too, just like you.
You want to
Good
help?
old Mia.
More people makes for more Marys.
Yeah, technically. I'm probably going to use Nia while we go around and do stuff. Granted, I wanted to do the Colony Zero quest first,
Mega Marys.
but after that we probably have to have the specific hero.
Manana, you must refer to Her Highness in the proper manner.
Yeah.
Proper. Oh, that right.
Melly?
Sorry, Smelly.
Oh no.
Melly? Goodness, forgive our insolence.
Oh, Tyon did a boo-boo.
Let's blame Tyon for it.
It's been a long time since anyone called me that.
Melly. Did someone actually
But I
call
have
her
a
Melly?
proposal. They will be my only guards.
Your Majesty, why must you do this? What necessitates it?
So Izo here's like the advisor that's getting a headache.
We have only just returned.
Poor dude. Yeah, that's also true.
You are the hope of all Kevers. Should the unthinkable happen...
Well, we are Ouroboros. We can probably protect her better than you can. Although the castle's a bit of a
Spot, Izel.
super defensible spot.
But I want you to understand. The future is not shouldered by me alone. It is something that is created by each and every person in the world. I never wanted to sit there in my ivory tower and gaze down from on high. That's not the kind of ruler I am.
Wasn't Melia actually supposed to be royalty of some kind? Or am I just misinterpreting? I really don't know. Outside of some of the memes I've seen on one,
Apologize.
and like obviously like the presence of Shulk and Fiora, they showed up in like the challenge mode
I'm
of
not
2.
criticizing you.
I really do not. I'm not familiar.
You are what I wanted.
Hmm.
You are my hope.
Oh, she has a way with birds, huh?
I have a request, or rather, something to discuss. Could I ask you to take a fellow traveler under your wing?
Yeah.
Her name is Melia.
If that's truly what you wish for...
I don't see why not. Glad to have you with us.
Imagine if they just said no. Like, I know you had the option to say no when they Ethel asked to be re-aged. But I've wondered if that actually does anything. I didn't want to risk it, but I would have thought it'd be funny if you could just say no and then just don't do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna feel so awkward.
It's fine.
No need for stress. Just act natural.
The stomach of Manana getting rumbly.
Goes back to what I was saying though, of like, for them, these were like almost unthinkable characters to ever have a conversation with, let alone travel with, you know?
Maybe some stress for
For most of their life, they were the queens. These untouchable, high-ranking beings.
What's wrong?
Yeah, so she just had that little head cock for a second. The funny thing is, though, again, I get that he's just kind of different races were present at Kevis and Agnes. It doesn't necessarily have to make sense, but Melia looks a lot like Ethel in terms of design, but the wings, obviously, you know?
Wings.
Yeah, they do look quite similar.
You're high.
And there's a lot of different colored wings
Sorry.
for people.
I still can't believe you have them too, Melia.
Mm.
Makes me feel special. Like we're the same.
It's not often that Eunie says something
We
like
are
that.
the same.
Your Majesty, I urge you, please take care.
Okay.
I'll be relying on you in my absence, Izel.
Was Izo just basically her? I mean, she's the queen, but was he like the effective lieutenant for her?
I'm sorry to saddle you all with me, everyone.
Oh, it's
but I'm
okay.
looking forward to it too.
Hmm. Anyway, yeah, my guess was,
A new adventure.
based on that conversation, I actually want to say Eunie, but again, I'm 100% certain it has to be Eunie or Noah. Oh, okay, it is Noah. That's fair. It was the logic of either, like, you know, Eunie was the one who's just saying we're super alike, all that stuff, whereas Noah's the other main leader of the 6, you know, and the other one obviously was going to Mio. So, either one would have made sense to me. See, Royal Summoner. 3 different elements. Use their talent art after summoning elemental attacks for great damage. Okay.
Always nice to see
So you basically just chain arts into that. That's what we do tend to do anyways. Now that I think about it, I could have just hit that. Didn't think about that. Where you see the S rank.
The enemies to me.
I hadn't done that, actually. I don't even know why I didn't. Because that's how we knew, for example, Machine Assassin was going to Sena. But Sena was another one that would have been incredibly obvious just from playing the quest. Like, even like 10 minutes into that quest, we were pretty sure who would have it. But either way, let's go ahead and, for now, let's do... Where is she? I guess we immediately probably have to have... Yeah, Segiri. let's do this. And then I wanted to do Ashera's Ascension quest at the very least today, because that gives me stuff I can work on off stream, as always. Wait, is this where we're going, really? Search of a home. The Ascension grounds. I thought we were going to the prison, not the Ascension grounds. Maybe we had to ask permission, I think it was, for them to occupy the prison camp.
Huh. Would you believe it?
Hmm. I don't know which class we'll play first. I like the idea of playing Melia's class more, but I do really like Nia. But having a super reliable healer could be really, really good. Ghondor, we need to talk to you. Oh yeah, we were going to ask Ghondor about it. Just had to refresh my memory a bit about what all happened here. Because it was basically just they couldn't continue to live in that cave in the upper Asia region. Adia region, I don't know how to pronounce it. And even though we didn't think the prison was the best place, they decided that's kind of where they would like to be. Easily defensible, kind of isolated. Okay. So we have to go clear it out, you would assume. You lot are not right. Aw. Okay. I'll ask forgiveness later. You can always ask for forgiveness later. You can't ask for permission later. Yeah, is it monsters or something? Whatever it is, it can't be that big of an issue. Also, in terms of inheriting class and stuff, I don't think we need to worry about anything else. I've thought about leveling down. The only reason I think I'd need to, though, is to inherit Life Sage and Royal Summoner on everyone else. And I've actually found a secret area in... I can't remember which region it is. There was a secret area with literally like level 90 enemies. Wasn't down here. Was it the Elgaris Depths? I think it was either this one or another one, but there was literally a secret area where, oh, you know what? I think it might have been the one in, because I had it marked, and then I took off the mark when I found it. It might be this one. And, like, despite them being, like, level 92 to 94 enemies, we actually can take care of them. We just have to fight one at a time. But there's, like, a level 105 unique down there. I can't skip travel there. Okay. I do not remember the fastest way to... Wrong button. Oh, by the way, one thing I realized, I could just hit this and go area map. Because if you hit plus sign, it takes you to wherever your objective is. If you hit left trigger X, I didn't know until the entire playthrough, until as I was playing off stream a couple days ago, that you could do that. Was a little bit sad. That being said, so that's the prison camp. I'm trying to remember where it is that connects to the prison camp, actually. Because I don't. At all. Because I was assuming we could just skip travel there. Should obviously be connected to somewhere around here. Oh, geez, I actually have no idea. Lost Colony Barracks. No, that's where we met. I'm just gonna skip travel to the Cadenzia region and then kind of get an idea from where the red line is. Because I really don't remember. Lost Colonies, where we did tie-on side story and met Nimue again. Still a bit sad she's not playable. But again, it makes sense, and I doubt she'll be a DLC unit. When do I have quest routes marked? Search of a home. So it's 2,000 meters to the northwest. So that makes me think it's connected. Going home. That makes me think it was connected to somewhere around here. I should remember this by this point. It's just one of those things where I just don't remember where exactly it's connected to. And I've never had to go back there again, so it just didn't even occur to me. This is relatively close. Let me think. So, about 500 meters northwest. So, this is probably closer. Yeah. We'll see. I was actually expecting to spend like at least an hour, hour and a half on Melia and Nia. Okay, here's what it is. Their hero quests. Wait. One of them just said, wait, please, and then... Okay, whatever. But I was expecting to spend a lot longer on this hero quest, actually. And then it was just a quick conversation, which is fine. I'm sure their ascension quest might be something, too. Blockaded it. The prison warden, huh? Oh, the insane dude who was basically a sadist. I wish they'd told us that was who it was. The whole world may end, but this place is mine. There are many like it. Well, there aren't in this world base, but this one is mine. This is my domain. He does know we can just kick down the gate thing probably too, right? Case of serious mental confusion. Eunie just suggests giving somebody a lobotomy? Jeez. What is wrong with this person? I understand why Ghondor wanted to know, yeah. But we don't know exactly, I think, how long Ghondor was in the prison, but she was expecting to be executed. Is there a side entrance to the prison? From the vent entrance. You got me messed up if I remember where the side entrance is. Good thing we have the quest line, which there it is.
Pretty rare specimen.
But yeah, I will say, unless I find out that something really interesting happens from some of those resource gathering quests, we're probably not doing them. It's gonna kill me a little bit inside. Like Valdi's. We can go back actually real quick after this and go to the next step of Valdi's Levness. But unironically, if it's a literal like 10-step quest, I don't think I'm going to do it. Because it's not like in 2 where you needed something like that, where you raise the, I can't remember what it was called, but the little beast from that side quest. Because that was the best place to farm legendary cores endgame. It's not like that's necessary. You don't, there's no gacha system for getting characters in this game. You know, you just get those unique materials. I'm sure there are people that try to speedrun defeating every unique monster, but I haven't even worried about doing unique monsters on stream, because I don't think it's that necessary. Just an extra battle that eats up a chunk of time. There are like super bosses though for sure. I think my theory about challenge mode probably having a level cap, the level cap probably being like 99, and then it giving you enemies that are above level 100 was correct, because I did run into a level 105. I'm assuming it's a super boss, because that tends to be the case in this game. But who knows? Who really knows? I have no idea where we're going. I'm following the line, but I don't recall the vent entrance being... Yeah. This far. Oops. Oh, we haven't gotten the Nopon coins here. I'll come back later. I checked the Nopon coin store actually, and we have a good chunk of the stuff there. Like somehow there's an item, an accessory that probably would be pretty good on challenge mode if I only want to run 2 healers, that allows the character to, that is equipping it to revive no matter what class they are, which has been a primary issue, because whenever we played the game, if both heroes have gone down, both healers have gone down and we're not running a healer hero, we lose the fight almost every single time. So that gives us something to work off of in that aspect. And that's one I was saving for with the gold Nopon coins, and I don't know where we randomly got one. And I don't feel the need to have more than one of those. I think we would probably ideally put that on a tank, because if someone's going to be the last person standing, it's probably a tank. Is this really how we... If this is the case, perhaps I should have gotten in the boat. I don't remember this, Oh, you know what? The vent entrance must be where we initially went in. I'm an idiot. In that case, let's, like, pop out here and grab our ship. Definitely already wasted a good chunk of time this stream, though. Like, 35 minutes in, and I already spent a huge chunk of time not only running around like this, but getting lost, getting this quest, which... I didn't even think about prepping for this one just because it was one that I was interested in, but I didn't think it was going to be confusing in the slightest. Luckily, we do have a really fast ship now, Look at that boost. But if memory serves, it was like a little hole in the cliff, right? Yeah, that's what I thought. Right about here. Yeah, it's a fun little callback here. I completely forgot about this. Because we only used it the once. Again, we really haven't had a reason to come back to the prison camp at all ever since it happened. But this is a fun way to kind of get us to come back to a pre-visited area. If I had remembered the Sena camp too was right there, I could have just used that. I don't know if there's another further point along. Honestly, let's check. There was a... Oh, that's awkward. Oops. Oh, I'm so sorry. For wasting time. I completely forgot that there was literally a vent entrance. Teleport point. To be fair, there was a teleport point to right outside the entrance to the prison camp, and I didn't remember about that either, but... That's okay. Just sometimes how it goes. Yeah, I'm assuming we just beat up the warden and then Segiri takes over the place. The funniest thing would be if they basically became Segiri and Colony Zero's subordinates. But I kind of doubt that's the case. Do we have to fight everyone here? Or we just... Oh, we go out the door. I do obviously want to fight a little bit, get some experience with the 2 new classes we've got on stream. Royal Summoner sounds really cool, honestly. But we'll have to see. Life Sage as well sounds really helpful. Alright. But oh, we even get fancy wings. So release elementals. AoE summon elementals. Oh, so the little flames that the fake Kavesi Queen / version of Melia had actually are part of her powers. That's really cool, and it shows, again, I would have known if I played 1, but it kind of shows that they gave some credibility to the fake queen, besides just appearance. Yeah, AoE Elemental Discharge. So I assume we want to get a couple, before we use Element Genesis, the idea is to summon a bunch of the elementals, and Elemental Discharge actually releases them as well. Okay. So the idea is to use Summon Element, I think, and then either Elemental Discharge or Element Genesis. That's interesting. It makes this class, I think, very reliant on... I mean, every class is pretty reliant on their skills, but it's reliant on having a specific skill order, unless you can learn other ones that summon more elements, because a Backbind is just... It's helpful. Like here you can see, we had Elemental Discharge a ways before we had our Summon Element back, which I think that kind of disconnect could actually be really awkward. But overall, like, the idea of the class I really like. The elemental aesthetic I think is always really fun in games. So, let's see. Huh. Her Element Genesis seems to charge up really slowly, but that could also be because we're in an area much lower level than we are. So naturally the fight isn't going to last as long. But we'll have to see. Switching out arts for later on ones that you get in classes is not something I've done nearly as much as I probably should. Oh, and now we have different types of elements. Before it was fire orbs, now it's like a water looking orb. I'll have to look into what exactly causes that. It might just be a rotation or something to that effect. I really wouldn't know. But yeah, the idea seems to be around for this class's DPS. Summon elementals, release them. Like a caster. In some way, almost like the, what's the name? I can't remember the name off the top of my head now. But the character from Slay the Spire that summons all the orbs and then you can kind of discharge them. I actually kind of like the idea of that. Your endgame was lacking. I've never seen such a monoper. This guy's just delusional. Segiri's back in her armor. Irreversible insanity, huh? That's actually a little bit sad. Anyway, obviously it's not... You can't feel too bad because it's the literal prison warden. Terrible, terrible person, but... Yeah, it makes you feel a little bad. Maybe it summons a random number of elementals. Sorry, I keep getting sidetracked by this class, but... There it looked like it summoned 2 fire and 1 water. So it might just be it summon element summons 3 random ones. We aren't going to get a chance to use element genesis though, I think, anytime in the near future unless we lower our level. Which is fine. Yeah, first impressions of this class is... I think any attacking class is a bit of a moot point when you're over leveled, you know? Because you're not going to get all your value out. It's like, say, Full Metal Jaguar ramping up over time won't happen. Because you just murder things 200 leveled. But after this stream, because we do seriously have quite a bit of content left to go on this game as far as I can tell. It's just... we'll see. But I think it could really shine in actually tough, long fights where you're constantly summoning those elementals. One of you wish follow shortly. Okay, so she's already called the other members of Colony Zero. What's sad too is the powers, they can no longer use that like unlimited or whatever it was. That kind of just burns up all their life force. But you wonder how much of their lifespan they've already shortened when they're already only going to live to be like 10 terms old, you know? But that wasn't as long of a quest as I thought it might be. But it does look like it moved everyone in here to... Oh, I didn't even have this. Looks like it moved everyone in here to the colony. It did used to be a prison. No, you haven't been arrested. Yeah. I really did think, in all honesty, that... Oops. I really did think that Colony Zero was going to be a whole bunch of almost robotic-like individuals, similar to Segiri when we first met her. But it seems like that's more just something that's a little bit unique to her. I want to go get this information real quick, and then we'll go ahead and I want to do a Shira's hero quest, I think is the plan right now. I mean her ascension quest. Because ultimately, like I was saying, that's what we got to do right now, is start tracking down everyone and their ascension quests, and then do any side quests and such that interest. That's basically all we do have left. It just depends. It's really hard to tell with what we've done so far with ascension quests, in terms of, you know, how long they take. Because the only hero one we've done so far, again, is Ethel and Kamaravi, and that was just a cutscene. But who knows? I don't know who else we basically need to, I think, just run around and find, yeah, I was gonna say, one of the other members for this other piece of information. The reason I want to do this is I would assume it's a side quest, because we didn't have any side quests initially with more things around, yeah. We didn't have any side quests initially with this colony, and now that they've actually moved here, I think this might be why. Anyways, I've got the list pulled up for what we need to do for hero ascension quests. I want to do Ashera's first because it's a class that we use a lot. After that, we might honestly just go down the list. I think we'll do the actual main hero ones on another time. But, okay. So then. Place Ashera in your party. Head to the Old Kana battlefield in the Forness region. An old battlefield does sound quite like somewhere she'd want to go. But overall, Zephyr... the reason I'm focusing so hard on this is... Even our groups of healers that we use kind of tend to cycle out a bit. There is literally no tanks that I use more than Zephyr and... I don't know where the Old Kana battlefield is. Is this it? Okay. But there are no tanks that I use more than Zephyr and Lone Exile. Just, like, I would say overall in terms of class usage, those have been the most used classes since I've gotten them. But that also stems from the fact that there aren't that many tank classes. I mean, now that we do actually have the full list of classes, you can see. You know, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 5 tank classes, but a hefty amount more attackers, and a decent amount more healers. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 healers, 5 tanks, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 attackers. I still think that makes sense. I think the game could have done with another tank or two, but they've done a really good job with this game. I really have enjoyed this game overall. But, here it is. Here we get to see, though, do we actually get full-on fleshed out quests? Because seriously, like, especially in Ashera's case, I've been talking this entire time, we didn't deal with her particular console from her hero quest in the main story. So you'd really have to assume they get dealt with in Ashera's ascension quest, because I can't imagine that's a side quest deal either. So, here we go. Let's see. But an old battlefield really is somewhere that you would assume she'd like to be. Very much like her. Oh. Just got a loading screen. I wonder if she's been... Yeah, I was gonna say... Oh, okay, it's a flashback. I was thinking she'd have a flashback to having been to this particular battlefield before. Wasn't her console. Her console was was female, wasn't she?
Ashera.
Hey, Ashera!
She probably interacts with Eunie a lot, though, if this is a quest. A full-on, like, fleshed-out story-ish quest. I'd be really excited to see, though, that not just the side stories for the main party, but everyone actually has a full-on, like, story fleshed-out quest. That'd be really cool.
What are you doing here? We thought you'd disappeared.
It is voiced, which gives me hope.
Sorry.
Hmm.
I just wanted to see this.
Okay.
The golden flame clock?
Yeah.
Our lives can shine like gold. But scatter them to the wind and they still
And they
end
were a
up
silver
like this.
colony. Makes you wonder, like, did we ever tell Ashera and the other silver rank colonies, Alexandria's colony, Ethel's technically, you know, what happens to gold rank colonies after side story Mio?
In spite of that, people are drawn to honor and glory. Like moths to a flame. I wonder why.
I hope you're not looking to me for an answer.
Yeah.
Perhaps it's just human nature?
Yeah. People want to, like, leave their
Perhaps.
mark. I guess.
Though if
That's what
true,
Ashera
then
wants
there's
to
no
do.
saving us. We couldn't possibly hope to escape the lure. Destined to be caught in the fire and die.
Thanks for that pep talk. So, what you trying to say?
There are very few relationships that I enjoy outside of the main six more than Ashera and Eunie's. It's so funny.
I'm saying that's really not how I want to go.
Oh, okay. So you still want
Getting
to...
a call.
What?
Won't be a minute.
I really like Ashera, though. Like, her class, not only is her class really good gameplay-wise, but just the character's so entertaining. Didn't like her colony as much, but that's because they were, like, blatantly trying to, like, attack Colony Lambda and such.
Yes, hello. This is Ashera from Colony 11. You'll have to call back. I'm busy.
You'll have to call back.
Seriously, Ashera? And here I thought I'd give you some good news.
Poor Zoran.
Uh-huh. Something's got you in a good mood, Zor. Yes, I will make time for you then.
Don't ask why, but I don't think we're gonna like this.
Yeah, it's probably news of a battle, isn't it?
Yeah, agreed.
A short while ago, Colony 11 received a declaration of
Oh.
war.
Oh! Okay.
Is that all? Come on. What else is new? You know as well as I do, we get those almost every other day.
Jeez, I mean, they pick fights with everyone.
What if I tell you it's from someone you've been just itching to see again?
Oh, was I actually right?
Blue?
I guess maybe saying I was right, it wasn't that surprising, but it has to be the console.
She's
Yeah.
back.
So? Don't keep us in the dark.
Time to rejoice, comrades!
That laugh was actually kind of cute. It's almost like a squeaky laugh, but Not a sound you'd expect to hear from Ashera, but it was actually really cute.
Consul has finally deigned to pay a visit,
Yeah.
hoping to get her revenge.
Wonder if we actually put an end to the console here.
What? That freak seriously come back?
She did strike me as the vindictive type.
I mean, we beat the brakes off her last time. Is she gonna come back and try and beat it by herself? Did she just have a training arc?
Great danger. We have to head over and provide aid.
Ugh, what rubbish. If
Yeah,
want
I
to
was
go on
gonna
another
say.
rampage, just say so.
We can say Colony 11's in danger, but we know why she wants to go.
Good old Eunie. A typically astute observation.
Listen, just finish the job this time, okay?
Okay.
No cutting her loose, please.
Well, like I was saying, I had figured that all the consoles would probably die eventually.
I read you. This time I'll put her down. I promise.
Oh, okay.
If you're finished deliberating,
Why do I feel like she's not gonna do it, though?
Let's see. The Faunus region, near the old Kana battlefield.
We are a ways away,
that's convenient.
aren't we?
From the map the Wildwood side. We'll head out from Colony 11, catch them in a pincer and crush them in one fell swoop.
Okay.
Oh, nice. Let's do that. It sounds fun.
Oh, nice!
Oh, and leave the leader's head on her shoulders. I just promised I'd come to collect it.
I can't
Okay.
guarantee that. Just make sure you're not delayed having some extra fun.
Ah, wait.
Her colony knows her so well.
Have to hurry or there'll be trouble.
The only trouble is you psycho.
This is a big part of the reason why I wanted to do this Ascension quest, though. I can't think of any other dynamic this
Let's go
entertaining.
and tear our a new one.
Too right. Get ready for battle.
I can't tell if they're about to hug or throttle each other, those two.
Yeah. Yep, here it is. A deep sea discard. Yeah, that makes me think we do actually get full on. That's super exciting, because that means we have quite a few more lengthy quests to go through.
Let's take the
That are
first
actually like story, voice acted, very story driven. Very excited about it, actually. They said do a pincer attack, but it's just right outside Colony 11, so... Oh my gosh.
enemy.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess we should... Let's play a meal for a bit, too. This might be a semi... Oh. I don't know what it is about some of these travel points, but this one in particular always just gives you
Leave it to me.
just the most wonderful view of whatever character you're actively playing. Does it every time. Interesting, there's Agni and Levnis here. Well, I assume the console wouldn't come by themselves, but it's interesting that they recruited
The
Agnes.
battle's already started.
Hey, look. It's not a colony they're fighting.
It's a mix.
It's a mix
Oh.
of Kavesi and Agnian troops.
I mean, the only colony that brings to mind from that mix is Omega, but I don't think that could be the case. Oh, okay.
Cares about the optics of this
Just a
anymore.
private army. Yeah, because I was going to say, I mean, you don't see a mixed force anywhere else, but that's
We're not gonna know
interesting.
who's friend and who's foe. What do we do?
I have a cunning plan. We'll just round
Yeah, I
them
was going
all
to
up
say...
and
Ashera's saying I have a cunning plan is 100% just going to be let's just attack them all.
Not doing that.
that was a joke, dear. For now, we can rendezvous with Colony 11's main force. We'll follow Zor's plan, push for the bridge, and catch the baddies in a pincer. All right?
Okay.
Yeah, roger that.
You're starting to sound awfully normal.
I didn't think Lance would patronize, given, I mean, how much Lance was super excited to meet the greatest defender in all of Kepis when they first met.
You could also summarize it as rush him down and start the carnage.
Oh my gosh.
When you put it like that.
I mean, you have to consider, even her eyes are red, like, she's definitely a battle character.
Prepare for a
Oh.
I mean, a
Oh my gosh!
Was she gonna say suicide attack?
No way. She actually even just started saying prepare for a suicide attack. What a legend. Do we have to fight all of these units, or...? No, we just have to rendezvous. Okay, in that case, we'll just rendezvous. I can't imagine anything else in the game quest-wise we're not going to be over-leveled for. Which doesn't bother me. As always, I quite enjoy the story more than anything else. Hi guys! The 3 ravens once again.
Sorry
We
to keep you
basically all
waiting.
beat up like 3
The
times.
star is here. How's it looking?
Finally, you're here.
Hmm.
Things are trickier than we thought.
You're being overrun.
I hate to admit it,
Hmm.
but that's about right.
Well,
Come on.
we did
Try not to
provoke the
sound so
console.
miserable. You're making the 3
Oh my
ravens look
gosh.
bad.
Well, she did provoke the console and give her enough time to bring as many forces as she
If
wanted
you're
to.
saying that, it sounds like something big is going down.
Hmm.
Indeed. Ah, that blasted carrion bird. Queen only knows where she got her claws on a trump card like that.
What card? What do you mean?
Hmm.
You'll find out soon,
Okay.
after we take care of these.
So, Life Sage. Interesting. That does look very reminiscent of what Nia's weapon used to be. Why do I have aggro of everything under the sun? So area, heal, and hit. Interesting. So literally every skill that Nia's class has is a heal. We went from having usually 2 on a given healer class, you know? Plus, you know, 1 on some of the more utility-focused classes like or, you know, just things not entirely focused on healing, Thaumaturge, Troubadour, and Signifer to literally all 4. The problem is I think that means this class obviously provides significantly less utility. But I do think overall, if we choose to run a strategy like I was saying where we run either Miyabi's or Fiona's classes for the utility it brings, we could then just run this class, and this class could basically just take care of the majority of the healing. So I don't hate the idea, because that's the strategy we used for endgame when we accidentally got wiped on Zed's fight. You know, utility healers plus 1 main healer. So, I don't hate the idea, but interesting. It did say it was like the ultimate healing class, though.
Something's not right here.
Hmm. Oh, they got back up. So they're basically just zombified soldiers or something like that? They might not literally be dead, but...
Beat him again?
Yeah.
Ours little trick at work. They keep popping back up no matter what we do.
Okay.
Neat idea, that. Throws a bit of a spanner into the works.
Yeah. You could say that.
Whatever. They've pushed us this far. We've got no other option.
Actually, we'd better fall back to Colony 11.
Oh, I didn't think I'd hear Sheer say fall back.
Get cold feet.
Yeah.
I just have a bad feeling about this. Times like these, it's better to follow your gut.
What's the
Okay.
plan?
You lead the retreat of the main force. We lucky few get to guard the rear.
Acknowledged.
Hmm.
Don't die on us yet, Ashera.
Here they come, guys.
Don't
Yeah, they
chase
gave
the enemy down.
every character who's using the Air Melee's class has very, very obvious, like, flares to their character. I actually kind of like that, though. Yeah, we could maybe play... I mean, Life Sage I just don't think is one of those classes. Like, I still need to get some lengthy fights in, I think, on Royal Summoner to get a good opinion of it. Life Sage is very much like, I've used it for like 10 seconds. I think we've already got a good idea of what it is, you know? With the amount of healing it provides, though, once you get to a higher level and everyone has a decent health pool, I feel like anything short of a heavy one-shot, this class has got to be pretty good for, you know? I mean, literally, it's also, it's not the fastest attacking Agnian class, but it's a decently fast attacking class, meaning as, you know, getting your arts back based on auto attacks, you're not only going to have 4 healing arts, you're going to be regenerating them at a decent speed. It's also pretty visually pleasing, honestly. But...
Is this like a rare
interesting.
thing?
Anyway, let's go back to playing Royal Summoner. The issue is, again, unless I D-level, which I just don't think I'm going to do, I'll just get the classes inherited in between this stream and next one. Because given that we're clearly getting a full-on, like, hero quest for every ascension, there is a 0% chance that we actually get all of the ones done. Because I would assume we have at least 2 or 3 streams worth of content left just from the ascension quests, let alone anything else we choose to do, so I have time to do it. Ooh, that was like a light looking. I wonder how many different elementals the Royal Summoner gets, because that one didn't look like the fire or the water that we've been seeing. It looked like an almost like a light cube. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. It's really visually, I like it visually, honestly. But this is actually almost reminiscent of when we first got to Colony 11. And we were here with Ashera tearing through, I mean, it was her own forces back then, but kind of cool. Yeah, overall, it's just, there's no attacking class that I sit there and I'm like, wow, I think this attack is just insanely good. I think with Life Sage we could get away with running potentially like Seraph a little bit better. Because even in my off-stream grinding, which to be fair at the time I think I was literally running a Signifer and a Troubadour, so I didn't have a whole lot of pure healing power. But I had noticed, like, sometimes the Seraph would just drop dead because they chunk themselves a little bit. And then everything else would go down. But with the presence of such a massive healing class, you could probably get away with it. Alright. So we're at the gate now.
Snuff! What is with these mudders? Why won't they just die?
You know, to be fair, I thought we were usually the type of group that, if at all possible, tried not to kill them.
There's nowhere left to run.
Unless it was a member of Mobius. Obviously not always possible, but... Oh, well, there she is.
Looks like it's curtains for you, scum.
Well, 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 Madam Consul, you're in good health.
I like how certain, like, I've noticed it the most with Izard, but different hero characters especially seem to have certain, like, poses they like. Like Ashera raising her hands out like that, like a welcome to battle type thing.
I'm very well, thank you.
But a lot of them actually
How
have,
about
like, almost
yourself,
signature
you
poses.
filthy animal? You're looking a tad rough, if you don't mind me saying.
We're a little
I
tied
think
up.
Ashera looks
Do you mind
great.
making this quick?
Oh, enough of these exhausting charades. I don't think you understand the gravity of your situation.
I don't think Ashera really cares.
If I were to order my army to fall upon you as ant holes on a fresh carcass, what do
I mean,
you
the more
think?
dangerous the battle,
Shall we see?
the happier Ashera
If you
is.
wanted to do that, you could have done it from the start. You obviously want something.
Indeed. And so to the matter at hand. Foul and wicked traitors, listen to me well. Accept my demand, and I shall order my
Oh,
troops
okay.
to withdraw.
Is your demand to give you Ashera's head?
Oh.
Because I wouldn't be surprised if that's what it
Your
was.
troops
Hmm.
in this situation.
I'm sure her worshipfulness would love nothing more than to show us mercy. Ugh.
Wrong. I know a better way to settle things.
No
One
grudges,
that
huh?
won't leave behind any grudges.
Okay.
Former Commander Ashera, and you, mutinous Ouroboros.
Okay, well, if there's no... Yeah, there technically wouldn't be any, like, grudges if you kill us, because we'd be dead.
I challenge you
Oh, okay.
to a duel.
I'm surprised they just outright came out and fought us. I didn't think she'd do that because we
Excuse
beat her up so bad. Even Ashera's surprised.
A duel? What? Is that like a skirmish?
Oh, do they not even know what it is?
You ignoramus. Ah, but no, I suppose it's only natural you wouldn't know. A duel is a concept from the bygone world. Call it a specific method of waging warfare. You and I will battle under a strict set of rules in
Okay.
order to settle matters once and for all. The winner of the duel will determine how this war ends.
War ends, huh?
So then you're saying we can finish this thing right now? By ourselves?
Sure does sound like it, huh?
This is nonsense. What would you stand to gain from this?
Gokanza R seems to be very
A
prideful.
duel is staked upon one's honor, not one's life. Trivial things
Interesting.
such as gain or loss have no bearing here. Ashera,
Huh.
with this duel, I will erase the shame you inflicted.
Restore
and
my
restore
due
my
dignity,
due
huh?
Dignity.
Be funny if
I
Ashera
think
just
you
said no.
understand.
Could you imagine?
Now give me your answer.
I'm just making sure, but what if I...
Oh my gosh, don't actually do it. It'd be so funny.
Back on. My invincible army will crush your whole colony, and you along with it.
Yeah, they don't seem to go down no matter what.
The same will happen if you renege on your word.
Okay. Agreed. I'll accept your duel, or what have you.
Most wise. You always were quick on the uptake, I must say.
Yeah. Well, they're constantly insubordinate and they still got the silver rank, so...
So, what happens now? If we're going to have it out right now, then...
Just that little, huh, thanks. Anyway.
Don't be so hasty. I will send you an invitation with the location of this duel. For now, I shall withdraw.
So we have to go to a specific place.
Huh? Do we need all this beating about the bush? Why not just tell us where it is now?
Hold your insolent tongue. This is a formal engagement, and as such, there are procedures to follow.
Okay.
Before you go, a question. Those troops behind you that you're so proud of, what in the world have you done to them?
I'm under no obligation to tell you. Truly, it has nothing to do with you.
Yeah, I wonder... I don't remember what console R's like actual specific powers were.
You would do well to prepare yourself.
And it doesn't seem like the normal form of control or Mobius does with the red eye. Because of that purple fog that's like coming off of them. Very much not. Oh, they just disappeared. Makes you wonder though.
Anyway, does this mean we made it?
Technically, yeah.
Way. Not what I'd call satisfying, though.
Ashera, what will you do?
Oh, I'm sure I'll think of something. For now, we'll go back to Colony 11 and wait for this
Oh no,
invitation.
not all the way back to Colony 11. You mean the gate we're standing right next to? How, like, how could we possibly handle such a long walk? Oh boy. This is actually really entertaining though. I'm quite enjoying this hero quest. It's kind of funny.
Yo! How are you guys?
It appears we've pulled through, for the moment at least. However, it's certainly a strange turn of events.
Yeah, did they see us, accept the duel?
R's withdrawn her troops, but I'm still uneasy. Everything's going exactly how she
Yeah,
planned.
for all we know, it's just a massive ambush.
And what were those
It is a
soldiers,
console.
for Queen's sake? I thought I was going crazy.
Fighting them one-on-one, you might as well be fighting a doll. The numbers, they just wouldn't die.
Yeah, I mean, basically a zombie army though.
No, it's not that they won't die. I think from the
Oh.
start they never had life in them at
Could they
all.
be like Yoren's mud puppets, in a sense?
Mobius can do something like that. How come they haven't used it before?
Well, they've used the mud puppets before, but yeah.
Whatever our plan is, if we're forced into a war of attrition, we stand
Yeah.
absolutely no chance. Ashera knows this. That's why she's accepted our terms. Conceivably.
You reckon?
Yeah.
I think she just did her usual, just doing anything to see if it's fun.
Yeah, that also could be it.
Well, what are our chances of winning a ship?
Is she just gone? Yeah, I love this character so much.
I don't think she was here.
She wasn't even. Oh my gosh.
What the? Did she just up and disappear on us again? I'm losing my patience with her.
Yeah, nobody gets under Eunie's skin as quickly as Ashera, I swear.
I'm pretty sure she wouldn't have left the colony.
So,
Yeah.
Do you know where she's gone?
Nope.
No clue.
Just the immediate, just nope. No, I do not.
Spleen, I hate that maniac.
Ah, where is she? Oh, she's just around the corner here. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. Is this where we get to see a bit of her deeper character? Kind of like at the end of her hero quest when she admits maybe Eunie was right. Oh, she's hurt. I never checked what term she was, actually. I think you can when you go to, like, Colony Affinity and then go to the individual unit. But I don't know if it was ever outright stated. It's interesting that she has some kind of trauma, though, from appearances. I also don't remember. This looks like the... I think this is Waffle Iron Head is what I always called them. Or maybe it's a different one. No, Waffle Iron Head had like a thicker helmet. Oh. Huh. Aw.
Ashera!
Eunie!
Oh, don't tell me I have to look after you too. You've caused enough trouble for us. Don't give me any more. Hey.
Yeah, it's...
You
Ashera
alright?
doesn't show like any kind of
What do you mean?
hesitation or like...
You're looking awful.
Yeah.
You feeling okay?
Goes back to, I guess, where she was at that battlefield. I wonder if she had a similar case. Maybe, you know what'd be the craziest thing? Is no, Eunie was from that former gold colony. What if Ashera was from there as well?
No, I'm fine. Just great.
Could just be wildly speculating and wrong, but
Well, I sure hope so.
the way she's acting, it's almost like Eunie was when she was hesitating from Console D. And the memories of knowing that Console D had killed her in the past.
Sorry. I suppose I'm not feeling too great.
That's what that scene reminded me of, though, when it switched to her.
Don't just lie.
But it could
about
be
then,
something
for
else.
Queen's sake. You're the one who said you'd beat R.
I mean, yes, that I did. It's just...
Oh.
I can't get into this.
She just can't get into the mood.
To me, this duel rubbish just sounds like playing at war. It's not
Oh,
the battle
okay.
I'm after.
Yeah.
Again. Then why did you
Yeah.
agree to what she wants?
Why? Well, I don't mind dying myself, but that doesn't mean I'm fine dragging you all down with me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're too kind. Let me remind you, though, we wouldn't be in this mess if it weren't
Oh
for
my
you.
gosh.
I might have made a serious miscalculation, I'm ashamed to say.
It's okay, Ashera.
Hey, there's something I've wanted to ask you. Ashera, what do you really want?
Oh, one sec. I have to answer this phone call. Okay, never mind. My family's out on a trip. I think they might have just pocket dialed me.
How do you mean?
It's just... What is
They just
this
called me again.
battle you're looking for, ultimately?
One sec.
What will it take for you to be satisfied?
Alright, forget it.
If all these meaningless fights aren't it, then why not just say it straight? What? What is it? You're just
Yeah.
staring at me.
Eunie.
Yeah?
Oh, they just said it was missed. Oh, yeah. I was confused, but they called me like 3 times and then canceled it. But yeah, they're out on like a trip or something. Anyways.
This is just hypothetical. But if I asked you here and now to kill me,
Oh.
do you think you would?
I don't think Eunie would.
You what? Are you for snuffing real? You're telling that same tired joke? Or maybe you really have lost your mind? Don't just clam up. Say something.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere. Goes back to, I'm wondering if we're actually seeing some of the deeper side of Ashera's character here, because every character that seems even just a little bit one-dimensional in this game has had a lot more to them. That's part of what I've really liked about it.
Could be a summons from our favorite lady consul.
Oh, we finally got the
This is
word on
a
it.
set of coordinates. Wait, this
Is it actually going to be the battlefield? I think it was the old Kana battlefield.
Right below Keves Castle. Is this
Oh.
some kind of mistake?
That's not what I was expecting.
I wonder. I suppose we'll know when we get there. Well, we'd better make tracks. If the job's a bad one, it's best to get it over with all snappy-like.
Alright.
Oi! Wait!
Oh yes, what I was saying before, it was just a joke, like you said. Don't pay it any mind.
Okay. That's the type of thing people say though, and then they immediately start paying it more mind, you know?
Disappear on us again.
Yeah, I'm...
Thrash the life out of you.
My gosh.
Not that that would be a bad. Nothing.
Oh.
I'll bear it in mind.
Not that that would be a bad thing. Jeez. Oh, I actually don't know how to get here. Interesting. I don't even know if like a zipline. This is another area that I explored a bit in my off time. There's like an area here that I didn't know of. I have no idea how to get here. Let's see if we get a red line when we travel a little bit closer. Because it was like 1,300 meters away. And I hate to try and walk that entire ways. Here we're at least a little bit closer. See, the strange thing here is it's not like the lower Mok'thel Wildwoods where when you hit plus sign it gives you an entirely different map. It does show us a specific place. Okay, we see the... Oh my gosh. This thing should get down pretty fast. Yeah, I have no idea how to get down there. Huh. You would assume there's a zipline from one of these other islands. How did somebody go down to level 38 enemy? Try and just draw aggro and kick the bucket. Anyways. I was hoping to get some kind of like overlook here. I have literally no clue. I'm gonna look it up. I've tried really hard not to look things like this up, but let me see. Because I literally cannot think. I mean, even just looking at the map. I can't think of anything that would get us down there. That just tells you how to get to the quest. I've tried really hard not to look up literally anything, though. And so I feel okay, you know, at this point starting to find stuff out. Might as well save ourselves some time, too. I don't want to be running around for forever around every single island here trying to figure out how to get there. Designated floating island. There is a zip line. It looks like it's somewhere to the west. Oh, you know what? It's probably this magnifying glass right here. So, to get there, we're going to need to go here. Okay. This seems about right. Yeah, because I was going to say, I didn't want to just spend forever. Didn't find like an exact guide on it. It just showed a picture of the zip line, and it was coming from the western side. So I think this has to be it. Yeah, these islands are like a perfect example of an area that I knew there was a little bit more on it, but there wasn't a whole lot more. Like, we found areas that in my off-stream time that I realized like, oh, there's a massive area here, you know, that I missed out on. It's how I didn't find like any of the Pharaonis hulks, for example, for a long time. But these islands here, there were just a couple small sub-areas. Like this island where we're going to, there's just a decent amount of extra stuff on it. Yeah, that being said, this is definitely one of those areas that I think they just wanted to show off the zipline mechanic. And really go into it right after you got it in the Mok'thel Wildwoods. Because this area and that one, there's so many. Alright, hold up. Am I on the one more island over? Okay.
We're sliding down.
Yeah, this is interesting. She says a duel though, but I mean, is it really a duel if it's 7-on-1? And we just completely smacked her last time? Like, I do wonder what Console R's plan is. Or is it going to be like an unwinnable duel where she's just like, here, we'll do a duel, but I'm gonna sit back here and you're gonna fight the immortal soldiers over and over, you know? Wouldn't put it past a console to do something like that. You know what, I just realized too, we were gonna go do Valdi's, like, Levnis part just to see if we had the resources. We can, if I remember, do it after this. Like I was saying though, I can't imagine it's anything important. I mean, I don't know, we wouldn't be able to use his Levnis if we perfected the ultimate Levnis, so maybe it just gives us another unique fight. But like I was saying, the reason that type of build-up quest across the story was good in 2 was because it gave you a really good way to farm cores, which isn't a thing in this game. I can't imagine there's anything that you need to farm that would be like, oh, I need this side quest for it. We'll see. Like, one thing I'm still not sure I'm gonna do is, like, the Offseer quests. I think it's interesting to see the position of all the Offseers for the colonies, but I don't know if I actually care to do it on stream. Because we already met, you know, like, Chris, our two main, Noah, Mio, and then Miyabi.
Like this beneath the castle.
There's nothing here at all.
I don't even know if this was here to begin with.
What's going
Never
on?
really looked into the abyss
It
of the
feels
center.
like the skin on the back of my neck's crawling.
This place. It's...
Is it actually where she... Oh, no. Man,
Ashera?
I
What's up?
actually just feel really bad for Ashera. Same as what was going on with Eunie in the past.
Nothing at all.
It actually hurts me a little bit inside. I mean, any character you like, you know. It's never fun to see him in a state like that.
Welcome to the bottom of the world.
The bottom of the
I've
world,
been
huh?
waiting for you.
Yeah, I'm finally here. What's the next step? Self-introductions? Or maybe we can just get down to the
Oh
killing.
my gosh.
No need to be so impatient. After all, this might be the last time we two will get to clash with one another.
Oh, it's probably going to be.
And does it say anywhere in your rules that we have to chew the fat down in the arse end of nowhere? Ah. Do you think I'm playing around?
Don't get so bent out of shape. Is this place not to your liking? Observe.
Interesting.
I've prepared this very special stage.
It does look a bit
for
like
our
an
very
arena.
Special battle. I
For
can't
sure.
think of a more appropriate place for our duel than this, the ass end of nowhere, as you so aptly put it. What's wrong?
You'd think Council R would want some kind of spectacle,
At this point, you'd usually have something glib
but it
to
might be
say.
because R is probably aware of this past.
Ah, could it be your neck injury is troubling you? Something along those lines, perhaps?
I don't like you, Council R.
You and I. We've met before.
It was a previous life, I
This
think.
is, in fact, the first time.
I wonder if she was executed in a previous life for insubordination.
I know what it is you remember. I know everything.
Could also be maybe she rose to a gold rank colony and was executed.
Didn't I say before?
But that didn't seem the way that, like,
There's nowhere more appropriate for
like, it
our-
seemed like they just went on a rampage when they destroyed a gold rank colony.
Don't tell me. Did you truly think that you could hide it? You didn't think we'd know.
Hey, the spark is she blabbing on about here?
Oh, come on now. You haven't even told your friends, Ashera.
You know,
Well, I
Eunie didn't
suppose
tell
you
us for a
could
long
tell,
time either, to be fair.
right? You're a coward.
Hey! Oh,
Ashera!
what?
What the spark? When did they?
She's fine, obviously. We know she's got to be fine, but still, what the heck?
I got you there, you imbecile!
But when she called her a coward, even Ashera, like, looked a little bit hurt by it, which is a little bit sad, actually.
No! Ashera! You've got to hang in there!
Don't you gotta hang in there? You're the healer. Oh, no. Oh, no. So it was another console's power. It wasn't ours.
No way!
But that's not good.
Expertly done, W.
W.
Everything is going exactly as I planned.
I wonder if the closer down the alphabet, though,
Oh, yes. Be
Those
my
are
guest.
little-
Play
Hey,
with your little doll.
we have to fight that version of Ashera, don't we?
So that was it. Those soldiers weren't
I didn't
after
know
any
that. I
king.
literally just looked up a
They were
picture
being
of where we needed to
controlled by
go.
this other console instead.
So I wasn't sure how to get down to this island. And I didn't want to just go
This is
look.
what you wanted all along.
Hmm,
And we fell for it. Jewel my ass.
interesting.
Actually, that's where you're wrong. What follows next will be a duel, plainly and unmistakably.
Oh, just a duel between us and
Only
them.
Your opponent might be a little closer to home.
Oh no. Interesting. I don't want to beat up Ashera. She just got stabbed. I know we don't have a choice, but... That's upsetting. Oh. But anyways, continuing my thought from a second ago, I was wondering if the closer the letter of the console is to Z, if that actually affects anything. Because we did literally fight X, Y, and Z in the final dungeon. But then at the same time, N and M are kind of in the middle of the alphabet. So that's probably just a incorrect get. I don't know. Like I always say, little thoughts like that pop into my head, and I just kind of... Part of the reason I've been enjoying streaming is I can just go ramble about them. You would not believe how annoyed some of my... feel bad for some of my friends. We'll be playing, like, just about anything. And I'll start rambling. And, I know sometimes it gets a little bit annoying, but... Ultimately, that's why I really enjoy streaming, is I kind of just have an outlet. A good way to de-stress, too. I just enjoy it. And this game. Like I was saying, though, after we get through these last few streams, I really don't know what else I'm going to go to. Obviously back probably to some older roguelikes, but aside from that, I'm not sure what all I want to do. Oh, do we not have to... Or is it just the cutscene for the second phase?
At this rate, if we hold back, she'll wipe the floor with us.
Yeah, that's horrifying, really. Obviously, gameplay-wise, we were beating her, but... The idea that she could beat us 6-on-1?
Marvelous. Each move so steady, so precise, so certain. Oh, I do love a good game of chess. I knew it would be worth the trouble I went to, putting this glorious stage together.
Kill?
Oh no.
Not yet. Play with them a little more.
Why does this console almost seem like a child, though? W.
Play.
Yeah. Like, height-wise and stuff, I don't think they are, but they're not all there, in a sense. Oh, wonderful, we just shot Ashera.
Eunie! What do you think you're doing?
Hey, Ashera. What was it you told me?
Oh.
Something about there being no friends or foes when
Eunie.
fighting each other to the death or whatever. That's why
Huh.
I just had to take that shot. You should be happy with that, right?
Huh.
Oh. Now this is unexpected.
I don't think that's what it is,
Caught
but...
a taste of her lust for battle, have you?
Belt up. You just
Yeah.
shut your ugly trap.
What?
Hey.
She's so offended by that.
Right? So come on. Wake the spark up right now. There's no snuffing way this is the death you were looking for. Am I wrong? Ashera.
Does this actually wake her up?
No, you're not wrong.
Oh!
But anyone else would be dead right now.
You fool.
Nice.
Been a real while since I took a hit like that.
I mean, she basically shot her point blank, but yeah.
I owe you one. I'm back and I never felt more alive.
They have such an entertaining relationship, but I wasn't expecting that.
Playing at? Seize her again!
I can't. She put up barriers
Oh.
around her psyche. Anything more than a lifeless husk. And it's
Interesting.
too hard.
Cease your belly aching and
So they
do
kind
it.
of
Just
wore
do
down
it
her
now.
resolve, though.
Do it!
Mentioning, like, the quote-unquote neck injury and stuff.
I can't.
Oh, is W just gonna leave?
Double you! I've come too far for you to muck this up now!
Oh dear, having a fallout? Is this part of your duels rules too?
Shut
Oh,
up.
no.
I'll tell you what I think of our shitting duel!
If I just murder the lot of you here,
Oh, are these a pair?
same to me!
I wonder.
W, bring out all the husks we have, and don't even think about abstaining yourself.
I wondered if every single console pair has, like, a... Oh, they're not interlinking.
Don't forget. Remember what you remember.
Interesting.
How about we end this once and for all?
Well, the idea was to finish off R here. I wonder if we kill W here as well. Yeah, W doesn't seem entirely there, though. If that makes sense. It's just... something weird is going on there. Could just be personality and such, of course, but... just seems a bit odd to me. Then again, like, puppeteer characters, I feel like puppeteer villains that use, like, other people as puppets, I feel like they tend to be a bit eccentric, no matter what the game. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, this has been a decently lengthy hero quest, so that, it really does make me excited, because it makes me feel like, well, A, maybe we missed out a bit on Ethel and Cameron, I'll be sure, but there's already so much of them throughout the story that I can't feel too bad about it, but it makes me think we really do get really in-depth ascension / secondary hero quests for all of the heroes, which is really neat. Because I really did... there's quite a few characters I'd like to see more on. There's a number of characters I'm not entirely sure what it could possibly be about, because Ashera really is one of the characters that set up a bit of a sequel quest really well, with her letting R go and everything. But in the case of... oh, I'm stunned. In the case of, like, for example... I mean, since we just helped them settle in Segiri, it could be just about anything, you know? I can't imagine what... I should just chain attack. I can't imagine what we do with Colony Zero. Maybe it's helping them integrate into with the other colonies or something to that effect. But yeah, I couldn't tell you. I definitely am interested though, that's for sure. As always with the Ashera, can I get away with... might regret this. So my go-to strategy with Ashera is... oh, gosh, dang it. I should have used Sena. You try to get that, like, an attacker, defender, and then get to 99% if you're not already there with a healer. And then you get 3 characters reset. Build up that TP with Ashera. Unfortunately, I'm not going to go straight for chain order, Ouroboros chain here. Unfortunately, I did finish that by 2%. And that's the issue I've run into quite a lot, actually, is the 35 attacker, the 25 defender. Sometimes it finishes it and sometimes it doesn't, and it's always within a few percent. That being said, we can just do this. Yeah, I've actually really liked this quest, though. It's kind of funny. Keep saying it, but the Eunie Ashera dynamic, like, Eunie in general is just a comedy gold character, I swear, in almost every scene she's in. But in terms of the actual dynamic, I just think it's one of the best ones in the game. Just really, really funny. That being said, though, I'm still very confused when, you know, Ashera's kind of like touching her neck, and they're talking about her neck injury, but then, oh, we haven't met before. It really makes you wonder, has she run into like a husk of herself from a previous lifetime, similar to Eunie? I'm just not sure, because it's not, I think, as readily apparent. Because, for example, Ethel, once she went back to being a first-termer, retained her memories to some extent of Kamaravi. So it could be something very important to them emotionally, or even traumatic in a sad way. Could be something that they remember, even just like unconsciously between lives. And it also maybe seems to affect maybe people that were just naturally really powerful, like squad commanders. It's really difficult to tell, though, because I don't know. I'm wondering if we're going to get an explanation here, because this obviously seems to be the climactic battle of... oops. That exactly finished that chain. I was going to try and use both healers there and then top off with the other attacker. But that being said, it just makes you wonder, you know? Maybe it's just only particularly powerful people with particularly strong emotions. It's one of those things that I don't think necessarily has to be explained, but I am interested, you know? Yeah, if I had... that's fine. R still goes down here, but... I make that mistake all too often where it's just... it says it's a certain number of DP, you think, oh, that won't finish the fight, and then it Sorry, finish the chain, and then it does, and it's the most awkward thing ever. But yeah, like, look at how much healing we're getting from Mio. That's insane, because Noah, for a good chunk of that fight, or sorry, that portion of time, was basically solo tanking console R. And even with the level difference, attackers and healers don't want to be doing that. But I finally get to try out Element Genesis. I was waiting here to summon more elementals, so I could see if I could get the full effect out of it, but here we go. It's a cool looking animation. That was covered up by a body. Let's see how close Mio is. Kind of want to see what the life stage is on that extent. We don't need it, but I really don't think we need to worry about healing for this fight. Interesting. Bubbles. Mio was a water element blade though, wasn't she? Now that I'm thinking about it. That makes a lot of sense. Makes me wonder, were there like actual elements based in 1? Because here there's obviously not really in 3. And I don't think I've ever heard of like the sentient blade thing being a thing in 1 either. With the presence of things like the Monado, so who knows. That being said though, I do wonder though if W appears anywhere else. It seems a bit odd to me that they would bring in a character just for a hero ascension quest and then never bring them back or have them killed off right then. I know we've done that with some consoles in the hero quest. For example, the console from Fiona's colony, sorry, does die in that quest. But she was like the extreme focal point of that quest, whereas W's powers were obviously very relevant. But I wouldn't say that W is anywhere near the focal point of Ashera's ascension quest, you know? But now that we know we can't really get away with doing this, let's try this. Because seriously, part of the reason why I love Ashera in the chain attack so much is she gives you that ability to build up 3 characters really, really early on. And it's pretty powerful. Yeah, we can definitely get away with doing it with the 35 TP initial attacker and then the 15 defender. It's the 25 defender. Like I was saying, sometimes you can get away with it and sometimes you just can't. And it's really hard to tell when it is. That being said though, I also wonder if you could get away with doing a heroic chain every single time. I mean, sorry, an amazing chain every single time. The issue is I think you would actually have to use Ashera, and I'm not sure how you'd finagle it, because I obviously haven't done it. I could easily get Bravo every single time, but I don't actually know. I don't even think it matters what I do here. Pretty sure any Ouroboros chain will end the fight. But I've wondered how hard that would be to pull off. And if any other hero could do it aside from Ashera. Because that'd be over 200%, you know, every single time. Could be kind of difficult to pull off on that first chain if you don't use Ashera. But I think the idea would be you'd build up a couple characters and then always finish off with the highest TP character that you built up. That being said though, that's something for another time. I don't really care to try it now. Yeah, but... Yeah, Royal Summoner does look visually very cool. I actually really like it. Life Sage as well though. Like both of them, both of the endgame classes, like just visually to me are very pleasing. Yeah, maybe we could have done it here, because here we're going to be over 200%. So the only one that wasn't amazing so far in the chain was the second one, which we probably could have done if we finished off with, had we gone to 99% and finished off with Tyan, who was at like 60 something at the time. That should, yeah, I was going to say, it's when it's 125%, it's at 80% that it finishes the chain. Yeah, this should finish the fight. Yeah, we probably could have done it, though. Maybe not as hard as I thought, but I do wonder, though, I would feel in this case it's specifically because of Ashera. So I don't know if you'd be able to get all Amazings in a 3 or 4 plus chain without her. Because that first one would just be extremely difficult to pull off. It'd have to be another hero that has some effect with being like the ending chain, I think. Because someone like Ethel who can do it by herself later on, you wouldn't be able to build up enough, I think, to get an amazing chain initially. Because Ethel has to start the chain. But here we go. Oh, W does just die here. Huh. Interesting. So they did exactly what I was wondering if they wouldn't do. Bring in a console just for one. I don't recall ever seeing console W in another... anything else, though. Huh.
Yes. Gloat. Maniac.
Oh.
I hope you lose your mind. Writhe in agony. You can run from your pain all you want. It'll only happen again.
Maybe. But not what the world Ouroboros is working towards.
Fight, no matter how many lives you take.
Oh my gosh. Well, I suppose at least they died happy. I guess.
Even if it works out the same, I have to fight against it.
Yeah.
This pain. However many times.
Interesting. Really do feel for her. Yeah, it's not often that Ashera shows like any kind of hesitation, but she did again at the end of her initial hero quest. But
The look on your face tells me you want to ask something.
You knew about all this from the start?
Some of the commanders really do seem to be a bit more aware about everything like that, though.
About how the people of this world...
Yeah, like I think Ethel was one that was also somewhat aware.
Since before you even met us? All along?
I would say maybe it's the silver ranking leaders, but I don't know until we do Alexandria's ascension quest if she was really aware. And Alexandria is only like 6th term. She's not as old as the other...
Tell you a story.
Oh. As the other commanders, though.
It's from a ridiculously long time ago. A time all but gone from memory. Today, soldiers fight and scrabble to survive for 10 years. All to be blessed with the honor of the homecoming ritual.
Yeah.
But once, there was a time when there was no such thing as a homecoming ritual.
Yeah.
You what? I've never heard this before.
We've seen this, I think, in like Chris's flashback, if memory serves.
I did just say, it's all but gone from memory.
Like 1,000 years prior, I think, in that flashback.
Even so, there was a ceremony for those soldiers who reached homecoming age.
They executed
What
them.
would happen?
Yeah.
A consul would end them personally. No officers to be seen.
That means that I mean, everyone you think that's in the cycle that never reached homecoming has been around for a long time. But interesting, because that really does imply that Ashera has not only those potential like scraps of memories from a long time ago, but again, she's been present for a long time.
Execution.
Yeah.
What? Execution? What the spark for?
It sounds better if you call it a ceremony to offer up the light of
But seriously though, and I'm still completely unclear on whether or not it was true. I want to believe that it was, but if you actually reach homecoming, you don't come back. So why wouldn't they? You know, 10 minutes before you'd reach that end.
them was a death much more
Let's just do that.
humiliating than if they'd fallen to an enemy's blade.
For Colony 11, I don't know what colony it would have been back then, but for people like Ashera, that would be really humiliating.
That doesn't make any sense. And why do you know any of this? Wait. No way. You don't mean...
And it really does give a lot of explanation as to why Ashera is the way she
Scar on my
is.
neck. I didn't always have this, you know. It
Yeah.
starts appearing as I get older.
Really?
Along with memories of that day.
I was gonna say I hadn't noticed it before, but that's really sad. So as she ages every single time, she gets those memories back and the pain back.
I remember thinking one thing.
Huh. This isn't how it's supposed to be.
How it's supposed to be.
Oh, even just the voice actor, she sounds almost heartbroken.
I didn't go through all this fighting for it to end like this.
Huh.
another lovely gift. The pain keeps getting worse and worse.
Oh no.
It'll become unbearable as homecoming nears.
Oh.
Finally, I go mad from the pain, and then...
Is there anything we can do?
I didn't... How many
Yeah,
times
that's
have you
really
had to go
tragic.
through this? Do you know? Eunie. I know to you it must have seemed like I just spout nonsense and try to look cool.
Hmm.
But really... I just want to escape. Escape the feeling that death is wrapped around my throat, ready to take me. So, there you have it. All I want is to die in the time and place that I choose.
Wow. Like, this is what I was saying, though. They give such surprising depth to these characters, but not in a way that changes the character in a sense, you know? It ties back to what she's been saying all along. But we get more and more in-depth reasoning, more and more about her true feelings on things. It's just crazy.
That's
Super cool.
basically it. Yeah, maybe I really am just a coward.
I don't think that's it. I mean, the pain, like, it's literally the pain of being, like, beheaded, slowly going, you know, becoming more and more vivid. That's gotta be insane.
Wow. Now I get why you asked me if I'd kill you.
Yeah.
You must have thought I was a fool. But you see, Eunie, it would mean more to me. Much more than any of the deaths I've gone through until now.
Okay. To lose your life in a way that you choose to, like a friend. Someone that you have a bit of a tense but, you know, good relationship with, rather than completely losing your life, going mad, you know, or to a console. And the saddest part is because she clearly goes insane and then is killed or dies in some way, she never would have had a chance to reach homecoming.
No need to convince me any further.
Okay.
Thank you. This way I can finally move on without any regrets.
I wonder if when the worlds separate, though, now knowing what happens at the end of the story, if she's freed from that in her following lives.
Under one condition. If I'm gonna kill you, I go too. You gotta take me with you.
Oh. Her eyes open straight back up. Yeah.
Sorry, run that past me again?
Okay.
Oh, just forget it. Shut up. I know, I'm sounding like an idiot.
I don't think so.
But guess there's no help in that. I've sort of realized you're the same as me.
And now she doesn't play with her wings super often when it's like a nervous tick. But I mentioned this before on our first go through with the, you know, Ashera's hero quest.
I'm the same
Really
as
is something mentioned.
So you won't hear any crap like,
Yeah.
You gotta tough it out. You gotta
And again, it makes sense. She's got the memories of, even if it's just one previous death, that one previous death traumatized her so badly for so long, she can probably relate to how many times Ashera's had to live the same thing.
Not from me, of all people. I'd just rather help you find the right place where you can end things.
Okay.
And if I mess that up, I'll just have to kick your bucket myself.
Okay.
But you've got to do the same for me. And I'm not taking no for an answer. Deal?
Yeah, even if we know if it's a bittersweet ending, though, words can't describe how much I want these characters to have happy endings. You know, I get that they were separated in some sense, but like Eunie and now that I think about it, Eunie and Ashera are from the Keva side of things, so they'd be on the same half of the world split.
Eunie.
So that's something.
Do you remember?
She remembers one, yeah. Oh, she just leaves.
But Ashera, both of our lives, they don't belong to just us, you know.
Yeah. And that's the type of thing, you know?
You've got me
Probably
there.
isn't said to her enough, given the way Colony 11 is. Makes you wonder again, though, what kind of colonies she was in the past. Was it another version of Colony 11 from the past every time? Something else? Yeah.
Guess I can't go dying just yet.
That was a surprisingly emotional ending, though, to this Ascension quest. I really didn't expect that. I'm actually a little bit sad now. Not just from what happened there, but the fact that we don't get to... you know, we don't get to see a whole lot more of that dynamic, you would assume. Having learned the truth about Ashera, Eunie made a portentous vow. Ashera seemed touched. I really like that, though. There is no dynamic, I think. I think I can confidently say as of this point, there's no dynamic that I like more in this game right now than Ashera and Eunie's. It's always been funny, but... wow. That was crazy.
It's a good feeling, isn't it?
Oh, and we hit Affinity 4 with the colony. Anyways, before I forget, let's run back to Valdi's colony and see what we can do for... was it Asia region? It was not. It was Fornus. I'm an idiot. I always make that mistake. I want to see what we can do for this, because maybe that'll get the question mark to finally stop bugging me on this part of the map. I don't know how, like, question marks just appear all over everywhere, though. It's crazy how many... It's why I don't want to do every single side quest, fun as it might be on stream, because it will take a short eternity, because they keep popping up. And a lot of them are fun, but they just aren't necessary. Whereas I feel like doing the Hero Ascension quests are... it's also not necessary, but it's very, you know, relevant.
Okay, so we're handing over...
Okay, we do have enough to finish this phase. What do I have excess of? Let's try this. Try and do ones that we don't have, for what? But I'd like to do one more Ascension quest this stream. I'll have to look at the list and see what we can get to. Phase 4 also. Is there actually going to be 10 phases? Because I am actually kind of interested in where this goes. But it's going back to the whole, these resource ones. I don't want to go hunt down resources on stream. That's going to take forever. Oh. It just got dismantled? Yeah, mecha friend? Oh, it's for maintenance? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I was like, who would have destroyed it? This is an engineering, like, colony. Maintenance one. Oh, parts are missing. Yeah, Valdi's gonna be really upset. Though to be fair, Valdi basically made Mecha Friend in like an instant. Okay, so it is a side quest. The part's gone missing into fragments. Hold on, I'm just curious about this. Okay. That's what it is. Okay. In that case, let's see. So ideally, let me look at this list. I actually would ideally like to do either Miyabi's or Fiona's here. Some of the classes that I use a whole lot. I would imagine we can't do these two though until the Inheritors at rank 10. That being said, let me look this up. Alexandria's could be interesting because she is the one that was really helping everyone. Let's see, Fiona. A farewell reset in Chapter 6 in Colony Mew. Make sure Fiona is in your party. Okay. So, let's put Fiona in our party and see. Fiona's another character I'm not entirely sure what they do for her Ascension quest. Which, honestly, could be said for me for quite a few. But, let's see. Yeah, like I was saying, a lot of these actually don't have the same. Is this Colony Mew? Yeah. I don't see a question mark, but let's teleport there. But I don't really know what extensive requirements there are for each hero. But this literally just says, starting from Chapter 6, take Fiona to Colony Mew. That being said, we haven't done like any quests in this colony, so this could be a good benchmark to see if it's actually required. Because like the issue is, I mean, you can even tell by the magnifying glasses. I really haven't explored this colony a whole lot. I saw a question mark, but it looked like it was far away. Oh, it's down here. I don't see it. Let me look this up. Hate to waste time on stream, but... Alright. Don't want to spoil myself on it either, but... After recruiting Fiora, we capped at rank 10. Pharaoh reset. Here we go. Because I really do like the Signifer class. Just the sheer amount of buffs you get is so entertaining. So you have summon equip at rank 10. Oh, okay. You also have to complete a couple of quests. Unease, two-face forward. Do I have those quests? Guess we go down here. So unease, two-face forward. Because seriously, I don't think I've done any quests for this. This colony. I don't even see him. Okay, let's do someone else's then. What about... I know we've had Gondors for a while. Miyabi specifically says there's other Cedar-related quests you have to do first, so we might have to spend some time doing side quests for some of these characters, which is fine. Venom's Heir. Alexandria. Inescapable past Alex. You must have completed previous colony. Card system. Let's try Alexandria's. Based on what this is saying, I don't know if we'll be able to.
Just be yourselves.
But the way it's sounding is I might. I can't remember which one this is. This is again. One day I'll stop making the mistake of mixing up the colonies in Adia and Fornus regions. Here it is. Because this one's saying too you have to do some other quests. I mean, depending on how many quests there are, we literally might have to dedicate entire streams to doing the side quests and then the hero ascension quests. It just depends. Most side quests aren't very long, but today I'd like to just get straight into one more, given how long Ashera's was.
Time for a meal?
And we spent like 30 minutes, 35 doing, you know, like recruiting characters and such at the start. Doing the Colony Zero thing. Yeah, see, it seems like we have to... Survivors, make sure chambers. See, this guide, I don't actually know if it's completely correct, though, because it's saying... For a lot of these, for example, we could look at Izzard's right here. It's literally just saying, go to this colony with this person in your party. And very clearly, some of these aren't present. And then when I looked up, for example, Fiona's is a good example. It just said, go to the colony with Fiona. And then I was looking it up, trying to figure out why it wasn't there. And then the actual in-depth one that I found says you have to do 2 specific quests. So, we'll see. Off stream, I might even just pick up said side quests for some of these heroes. Then we can do them on stream, do the hero ascension quest. But, let's see. Izzard's in my party, right? Wait, Izzard? Am I an idiot? No, he's here. You'd think a question mark would appear. Because that's what happened with Ashera. Alright, plan C. Let's just do Gondors, because I know we have access to Gondors right now. To the canteen. That's a little bit disappointing, but it makes sense, you know? Because obviously there are a few characters I'd like to prioritize. I don't use Izzard's class a whole lot. nor do I use Gondor's. That's fine. I have a good chunk of stuff to do off stream, like I said, get classes inherited, go pick up some of these, but here we go. Who from the lost number should be stationed? Okay. Stay on good terms with Agnes, that does make sense. But there isn't anyone like that. Yeah, that's fair. Because you can't put some of the higher-ups, like Monica, for example. You're not going to take her out of the city to station her at the castle. To 1 unit. Oh, did she pick Ghondor? That would be incredibly funny. I don't think Ghondor would have a good terms with her because she got locked up in their castle. It seemed like towards the end of the story, though, Gondor's relationship with Monica was getting a little bit better. City shifted location, gotta go find something. Surprised this isn't voiced, actually. I know a lot of the discussions aren't, but I kind of thought it might be. She sure is good at dishing out orders. She's basically the de facto leader of the city, Ghondor. She has to be. Okay. Oh! I lied. It's side story Sena. I thought this was Gondor's ascension quest for like 4 streams and we were putting it off. That's fine. Why not? Let's do it. That's actually kind of hilarious.
Now then, ready to resume our travels?
Alright then. Oh, we do have to actually manually track it. It does require... That's interesting, though, because I've mentioned this so many times. Part of the reason I was so sure this was Gondor's was because literally all 4 of the other ones. So, Noah's and Mio's were through the main story, I guess. So that's not exactly... Doesn't quite count the same way. But the other 2 we've done, Tyon's and Eunie's, both required Riku and Manana at a discussion at a camp. So I was so sure this had to be Gondor's because it requires Ghondor, not Riku and Manana. That's really, really interesting, actually. Huh. I don't mind doing it, though. I don't use Sena's class a whole lot either. But eventually we want to ascend every class.
You want us to wipe all these out?
We'll see, though. I do want to get the requirements done for... I'm just trying to think about the next couple... What we're going to do in what order for other streams. Because this is probably going to be a pretty lengthy hero quest. So this will probably be the last thing we do for the stream. Unless we do a couple random side quests at the end. Which we might. But now we know. I want to do Fiona's and I want to do Miyabi's, but both of those, it would appear I have to do some side quests that I'll need to prep up first. I'll probably just start the side quests off stream, and then we can just do the rest of it on stream. If it's anything important, you know, I can just be like, hey, this is what we're doing. But we'll see.
Seems a bit slapdash, if you ask me.
He just looks behind him. Ghondor glares at Tyon and he just looks away.
Enough to keep it secure, at least. Noah, you can tell the city.
Will do.
Okay. Well. Why is this side story Sena? I'm genuinely interested into what goes on here. Because what happened in Noah's and Mio's made sense. What happened in Tyon's made a lot of sense. Going to see Nimue. Who is this? Oh. Oh. I wasn't expecting that. Honestly, there was an argument for if she came back to be in Gondor's quest, not Sena's. Although Sena was the whole, like, there was all that, we're nothing alike, that type of thing. I guess there's an argument for it to also be, because Ghondor kind of just rejected her, whereas Sena actually was hurt by it more because she actually related to her.
I'm a candidate.
What rank?
Huh? Rank?
What place were you? They must have said.
Oh.
I ranked 8th place.
Huh.
A reserve then.
But
This gives more meaning to...
there were 100 people.
Yeah, 8 out of 100 is not bad.
Only 6 of us can become Ouroboros.
So?
If you aren't one of those 6, you may as well be dead last. We are one of the 6 houses. The Reed family honor is at stake.
Huh. It even gives more...
Vandam?
That hurts.
The Vandam girl. Ghondor.
Ghondor was probably first, wasn't she?
Ghondor was 1st place.
Yeah.
Wow. Those bloody upstarts at it again. How could we lose to those nobodies?
Huh.
Every generation up until your father, bless his soul, made the main team.
Interesting.
If only dear Titania were still alive.
So she lost an older sister, and that was the original candidate. This gives even more meaning, though, as to why, I think her name was Shania, memory serves, did what she did on top of being rejected by... Because just being rejected by Ghondor was kind of, to me, not enough, you know? Of a motivation. It's why I had a hard time with the character, but this does give more backstory. I mean, she's even wearing Gondor's gloves here still. The person the same age as her that she really looked up to. Heartbreaking. What happened to her was heartbreaking, but it's one of those, because of what she chose to do, basically sell out the city, it's still difficult to justify, which you can't really justify, you know? But yeah, that's even sadder to know that she had an older sister who was meant to be potentially the original candidate, who was maybe quote-unquote more talented. It's really sad. It's also, you know, I get it's probably just a stuck-up, like, quote-unquote noble house, but comparing you to your siblings and such is never a healthy style of parenting. Yeah, I thought she was just going to be back to being, like, a first-termer in the cycle, and we just wouldn't see her again. Oh.
Congrats, Lamb. As of today, you're officially a
Oh.
Mobius comrade.
That's not what I thought was happening either.
Mobius.
I mean, we do know if they quote-unquote die, it's still possible. Is that X? Technically speaking, at this point in our save file, because it's right before the final fight, X is dead. But it did say this was... Let me check, actually. Side story Sena. Looking at this list. Obviously, it's just bare bones, not telling exactly what we need to do, but it says... Upgrade in Chapter 7, found in the city. Okay. So it was Chapter 7, but... Defeating X, Y, and Z was obviously at the end of Chapter 7.
You can be. You've just got to destroy the Faker. See?
Huh.
The Faker.
Did we kill her again?
Come on now.
That would be...
True to yourself.
Interesting.
I know who it is. The Faker.
This does explain why Ghondor has to show up, yeah. Interesting. This is a curveball I did not see coming, though. Honestly. But yeah, we know Mobius can make people into members after they've quote-unquote died, you know? Because that's what happened with Yorin. And technically, M as well. Now that I think about it.
They're late as hell. Could have got here in half the time. Let's go meet him.
I mean, I genuinely don't think Ghondor meant to be, like, cruel to her back in the day. Despite how things kind of appeared. I think Gondor's just the type of person she's already got her own troubles, you know? And she was trying to, in some odd, awkward way, trying to push her to be her own person. You know, don't you have any originality? But she's also dealing with a situation where she very clearly doesn't get along with her mother. I don't know if we've ever, I can't recall if we've ever seen anything about Gondor's father. But Vandam dies at the beginning of the story, you know, her grandfather. It's very... Ghondor wasn't exactly in a peaceful, happy situation growing up. She obviously probably also had a lot of pressure on her, whether she had quote-unquote natural talent or not. That's not good though, yeah. She just comes straight back to the city.
Would you quit copying me? You're not even good with those things. Too heavy for ya. Your sister's gun.
Huh. Some people would use like using a dead loved ones though. Weapon as like a sense of motivation. But for some people it could be like a shackle in a sad way.
I tried ditching it. I would have if I could. Long ago.
Interesting. I don't even remember what weapon she uses actually. Now that I am trying to recall. Yeah, Ghondor wasn't exactly kind to her, but again, I think that's just kind of Ghondor wasn't really kind to anyone. I don't think she was trying to go out of her way to be cruel to her, but I think that that's one of those situations where even if it wasn't the intention of one side, it was the way the other perceived it, you know?
And you verified that.
What's wrong?
Mobius. But how would they know where...
Well...
What?
But I wonder if this is a redemption arc for her, or if this is a redemption arc for Ghondor, honestly. And again, then what do we do in Gondor's Ascension quest? Maybe make up her relationship with Monica?
It's Mobius. They attacked the city.
Mobius did? For real?
The perpetrator was Shania.
Yeah. Huh. Wasn't this after he'd moved the city, though? How did she know where it was?
How is that possible? I mean, we saw her die.
Well, it happened before with Yoren.
Yep.
Spark it. So she's joined their ranks.
Shania.
Sena.
I knew it. I saw this coming. And still, I couldn't.
Sena, you want to see this through, don't you?
Oh, Mimi.
We've got your back, okay? Come on, let's go.
I have to do this. I swear.
I'll settle this.
On my life. It will be done.
Forget the cargo. Get us to the city.
Yeah, we gotta go right now.
Ghondor, take us with you.
Sena, you sure?
Was that not the original plan?
Right? Then we've got to go with you.
This is Shania. You up to it?
A friend of ours became Mobius too.
But still,
Yeah.
we came to terms with that.
Don't know if it'll be the same situation though as Yoren, us finally reaching him.
Real tough cookies, ain't ya?
Speak for yourself, as hard as nails.
You can still back out.
Because they did get closure, you know,
No.
from Yoren.
It's fine. I'll do this.
All right then. Move it. Get your asses on board and let's hustle.
Interesting. Yeah, I genuinely thought what happened in the story gave us quote-unquote closure with Shania. I didn't think that she would appear again in an Ascension quest. I don't hate the idea, because it gives us a chance to actually, much as the argument can be made about whether or not it's deserved or whatnot, it potentially gives us a way to give her some kind of closure on what happened, because she kind of just died thinking she was going into the 10-year cycle, and very, you know, distressed in a tragic way, and is honestly kind of also overshadowed by what happened with N and M, at least for me. So, we'll see. That being said, though, I really do wonder what Mobius power she has. Now that we've seen some very unique things that each individual member can do. Kind of interesting stuff, actually. I doubt it's something to do with fire. I think she just made everything explode. You know? We saw the exact same thing back with N, killing everyone in the city. Everything was on fire, you know?
I didn't know. She had a rough time of it.
That kid. She was always trying to please her mum.
You'd think Ghondor would relate to that
Trying to live up
in
to
some
her
way.
mum's expectations.
Well, maybe the exact opposite, to be fair.
Sometimes life deals you a shitty hand. We were all desperate. Should have seen the crap I went through.
Yeah.
This ain't a sympathy vote, though.
You're so strong. More than me.
That doesn't even factor. It's your attitude that matters.
I hate to break it to you, but that's being strong.
Oh, I was gonna say, I thought you were gonna say, I hate to break it to you, but your attitude is terrible.
And if you hadn't been
But
born
different
with
people cope with things in different ways.
You see the problem now?
Yeah. She was born with the tools, I guess she's saying, to get out of the situation she was in. But if you weren't born with those tools, what do you do? It's honestly something, sadly enough, that can be related to real life. Not that I'm one to talk. I'm an unemployed, I'm not gonna dox my age, but let's just say I'm an adult that should probably be competent.
Don't you think it's strange, though? We've already covered so much ground,
Yeah.
but it's been dead silent.
Yeah, hopefully Monica and the people at the city are okay. This isn't like a quote-unquote canon thing. Again, as an Ascension quest, we technically completed the game without doing this. So, we know the city ends up okay.
She wants. She's biding her time, waiting. Ready to give us a piece of her mind, I bet.
Interesting. Oh. They're completely in stasis. Wonder if that's meant to be almost something metaphorical to her being like almost in stasis and not being unable to move forward. That and the entire world base, technically, with the two worlds colliding, is in, you know, stasis for Mobius. I might just be overthinking it, though. Huh. But her mother was probably terrified of her. That's gotta, regardless of how much they didn't get along and everything, that's gotta sting. Granted, I mean, if you come back as one of the beings that's literally terrorized the city for how long? Not exactly a, you know, crazy knee-jerk reaction. That and she thought she was dead, so that also probably plays into it. Yeah, let's see. I can't imagine that Shania does survive this Ascension quest, though. I don't see it as being likely. I just think at some point every Mobius member probably does pass on. I mean, we know the core ones do, obviously, at this point, so you would assume maybe some of them appear in multiple Ascension quests, but ultimately, you know, Mobius is going to have to be gone entirely. And unfortunately, now Shania has become one of them. So it's not exactly something that's going to be
What's with
negotiable, I think.
No one's moving.
It's just whether or not she gets some kind of closure, some kind of redemption. Similar to Yorton, honestly.
Mia, is this...
It has to be. Though I've never seen this power before.
So it is unique to... That confirms, yeah, it has to be Shania's then. And not another console working with her.
You know where to go?
Hopefully we're not affected by it at all. You'd assume not because we're Ouroboros, but then again, X took away our powers in the main story temporarily, which was an issue. So, who knows?
Still warm.
But they're not dead.
Hey, guys, they're still alive.
Oh, I guess to be fair, they didn't know that, but...
Looks like she's right.
Indeed. Their vitals seem to be fine.
That's good. Means she stopped one step short of what N did back in the day.
Perhaps there's still time. Hurry.
It breaks my heart to see the city in this state.
Yeah.
If we just defeat Mobius, stuff will go back to normal, right?
I am still unclear, by the way. I mentioned at the end of last stream, what side of the world did, when the city split, did they end up on? Because obviously everyone with Kevis, including Noah, you know, Union lands, and all the Kevesi colonies ended up in... what? Gunshots? Oh! But they all ended up in one half, and then everyone from Agnes ended up on the other. Really makes you wonder, though, does the city count? Was the city split? You know? I've just always been unclear on that ever since we saw... well, I say always, it's only been a little bit, but... still very unclear on that, and I'm curious. Because they have to have gone to one side, you'd think.
You got to her too. Shania.
Interesting that she only calls her mother when she can't hear her.
Isn't it a work of art? Shania.
Did you do this? Tell me.
Being Mobius. It's just incredible.
Excuse me?
I have control.
This is actually very much parallel to what Yorn said, in a way.
Humans and objects. Exactly like a painting on a canvas.
That's it. That's why you made everyone stop.
I even have the power to stop the very flow of air itself. What do you think might happen if I do that?
Seems a bit overpowered.
You dare.
Time-based powers are kind of broken in a lot of things.
Ghondor. I could almost paint it right now.
What the hell are you doing this for? What are you after?
You're asking that now? You know why, Ghondor. I want to tear it all down. This city, and you lot too. And then I'll repaint it all in my own hue.
Yeah,
Nice
okay.
red will do. A vivid blood red.
Shania.
Okay then.
That's right. You just keep on glaring.
To be fair, when she died, she was also in a kind of manic state. She wasn't exactly stable then either. It's not exactly crazy that she was revived and is like this still. Does look like we're potentially affected by it, but... oh, lucky 7? I still can't believe that he just yeeted the sword off the castle, though. I was joking about that in the end of the game when I was like, oh, I thought he was just gonna huck it off. And then he actually did.
Just like what you did in the castle. Huh? Oh, you Ouroboros really are infuriating little weevils.
And yet, you spent how long trying to be one? What happened to your dream?
Like hell. I said I want it gone. It all belongs in the garbage. Your life, this world.
If you hate it so much, if you really hate this world, why aren't you trying to tear it down yourself? Change it with your own hands.
I told you, I'll wreck every last
You can
thing.
do it differently.
Yeah.
There's still a way you can change. And that way,
When she becomes Mobius, she's still dependent on the war. Maybe not the city, but the war.
You've got it easy, Sena. Bet life's been cushy.
Really? You know it hasn't been.
you've got it all wrong. All I'm trying to say is,
I'm not the same as you. We're nothing alike.
That's also a parallel because she told her in the main story, oh, we're very alike, you know? Kind of crazy.
What? Couldn't live up to House Fandom, could ya? Yeah, we were gifted. House Freed couldn't hold a candle to us.
Oh, great. Let's provoke her.
You admit it then.
That's a wonderful plan.
If that's what you want to think, then bring it. I'll show you what's different once you get a taste of my fists. Or are you gonna wimp out?
Oh my gosh.
And you won't have anywhere left to call home.
Ghondor?
Oh, does she have a... Oh. Oh, there it is. Huh. They really did make all of them, though. Like, if you look at them side by side, maybe individually it's a little bit harder, but looking at every one of these Mobius console forms, they did make them unique. Like, you can tell the difference, which is really cool. Some of the ones I could really tell, though, was like Dee and Yorin were very distinct. We never saw Emran do it. We never saw the one from Fiona's Hero Quest. But a good joke. Why can't I move? Apparently only Sena can move? I mean, I could switch to Sena, but... Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm sure we'll get the move in a second. It's kind of convenient that Sena's on Lone Exile then. If only one person could move. I'll take it. Zephyr arguably would have been a little bit better than Lone Exile, I think, if only one would be able to move. But that being said, I don't think it's terrible. I would say, though, the more and more I'm playing this Royal Summoner, I think it was called, class, the more and more I'm taking issue with the fact that Elemental Discharge seems to come back a lot faster than Summon Element. Because as I understand it, unless we get another art that gives... Like, I'd replace Shadow Stitch, honestly, give up that backbind for another Summon Elementals if it's possible to. But as I understand it, both Elemental Discharge and Element Genesis are somewhat reliant on having Elementals out. So if Summon Element is a slower recharging art than Discharge, doesn't seem the best. This is a class that I think would also benefit really heavily from having a Troubadour for the fast arts recharge on your team in that same aspect. Different classes I think benefit from it differently. I've mentioned like Zephyr, for example, is a good example of a class that already regenerates its arts so fast that I don't think Zephyr really needs one in their team. But a Troubadour could be really good if you're going to run Royal Summoner. In fact, an interesting combination I'm thinking of is like, we'd still run the same two tanks that we always do. Why can't I move? Oh, we're still frozen. That's fine. I was hitting the chain attack button. But my idea would be like, if you really wanted to make Royal Summoner shine, what if I just did my normal two tanks? I ran a Troubadour. Arguably, if I wasn't worried about healing, I could run the Troubadour Signifer, you know, double utility healer combo. Maybe even just run like a, you know, just run Nia or something like that. But the idea is have those double buffing healer classes, and we could run a Machine Assassin to debuff the enemy, and then just focus really heavily on making Royal Summoner or any other attacking class theoretically would work in that same way shine. When chosen, assure self-activation. I didn't know that's how Gondors worked. We didn't use Ghondor very much. There's a good number of heroes that we just didn't use a whole lot. Like Ethels, we didn't know exactly what she did. That's because I don't even think we had access to chain attacks when we initially had her. But Ghondor is a good example of a character I just didn't use because I didn't care. I don't know how to explain. Gondor's class, I think what its gimmick was like when you use your A attack, it like absorbs the cooldowns in your remaining arts to do more damage or something like that. I'm not a big fan of that. Increases critical hit damage bonus by 125 percentage points. That could be really good. I don't know what the base, we'll try it, but I don't know what the base crit rate is the issue. Like, I have no idea. So that alone could heavily affect things. I will say for Melia's class 2, the ability to summon elementals, if those last after the chain attack, like I'm sure similar to how you can do break, topple, launch and such in a given chain attack. I never do it, but you can. I think you could probably summon those like with Noah here, for example, since he's on the class, and then the next chain release them. And I also wonder if I were to summon some elementals here, since all the art's technically reset, if I would be able to... Let me see. Okay, maybe not, because here I don't see the elementals around him. That kind of answers my question, because I was wondering if I could summon element and then have those elements be out once we pop out of the chain attack if I needed them. But... again, that doesn't seem to be the case. That's a little bit disappointing, actually. I was actually kind of hoping that that would be the case, because I thought that'd be pretty neat. Alright. Go for the Ouroboros chain. Never ceases to amaze me how these story-driven enemies, though, can take such a beating. Like, we are level 83. This is a level 55 enemy, and she's taking it. Like, this is, we'll have to see. I mean, as always, you know, you'll find out at the end just how much damage the chain attack did. Our highest damage so far has been like 2.3 mil, and I'm sure you can do way more than that. But, you know, it really gives perspective to how much the health bars of these enemies are. Kinda crazy. I do wonder, though, like, most of the side story for the main 6 have been pretty lengthy. And it might be going by faster depending on how long, like, fights take, because we are extremely over-leveled. But if this is already the fight with Mobius S, it feels like this might be a pretty fast hero quest, actually. Which is odd. Not what I would have expected, actually. Huh, so they can freeze us in early. That's awkward. On the plus side, it seems to pause our interlink timer. Even the attack just continued. I suppose there's a chance we have to like fight Shania multiple times or something. I don't know. It just seems like if this is going to be the end and then we have a conversation, this was a really fast side story. Makes me wonder what lands this will be like. But again, you'd assume there's some kind of conclusion / almost redemption to this.
I can't lose this.
Oh.
If I screw this one up, there's no place
Yeah.
for me left.
Well, to be fair, Mobius doesn't come back, you know?
How do you still not get the message?
And here I was thinking she went into the 10-year cycle, but here she's kind of... Oh. Interesting. She punch her in the chest or the chest? Okay. This really has... Like, this is side story Sena. It's had quite a lot of Ghondor in it. Obviously pertinent to Sena, but this might as well have been side story Ghondor.
I'm Mobius. Ghondor. I did it. I really became Mobius.
Thought I told you. Your calling, it isn't this stuff. Oh, didn't know you could paint like that.
She's a painter.
No, this isn't.
Come on, show me some more. Ooh. Hey, this is your dad, right?
The painting that she tore
This
up.
one's my stinky old man, eh? It looks just like him. You're bloody good.
Wait, my old man.
But why them?
Cause
Wait.
I want to be like them someday. Protecting the city. Everyone looking up to me.
That your dream? Not sure you need to be worrying about something like that.
Huh?
They're just a bunch of old fogies. Just be true to yourself.
And to shed light on the fact Ghondor wasn't always just harsh to her.
This should be your calling.
Huh. She could have been like a super legendary artist had she not pushed herself. But the pressure from her family, being one of the quote-unquote like 6 noble houses, probably was enough that would have been difficult. Yeah.
You're saying that now?
It's a little bit too late, yeah.
No one, not even
Aw.
once, has ever expected that from me.
You sure about that?
Hmm.
Because I know someone. You were wanted.
Is that Titania's gun, Shania?
Tanya. Wonder what relationship she had with her
She's
sister.
not around anymore. I have to do what I can.
Shania, put it down.
Huh?
Put the gun down.
Her father had passed by the scene with her mother at the start of this ascension quest, but maybe her father was...
Wouldn't you prefer something
Oh.
a little more like this?
So her father was someone who encouraged it. That makes it even sadder, though, but it shows maybe her mother was just grieving.
Wants to see his daughter enjoying doing the things she loves the most.
Hmm.
Papa.
Go on.
Hmm. Really does make her character even more tragic, though. It's really sad. I'm not like tearing up like I did with some other characters, but I wasn't that attached to Shania, honestly. But it is really sad. Hmm.
You hate it, right? Your name?
She does, yeah.
Why not ditch it?
Like that's an option. Much as I whine about it, it makes me feel connected wherever I am. It's special because it's the name she gave me.
Oh.
Kinda the same as your talent.
Sounds nice. I like it.
Hmm. Yeah, really is tragic because again it goes back to the fact that Mobius don't come back as well. Similar like supposedly the homecoming, like I'm pretty sure that was stated at one point. So instead of going into the 10-year cycle, instead of maybe becoming a member of the city, living to old age and passing on, she doesn't get another chance. And even when the roads split, I don't know if that'll be the case. You would think it would not be. Because ordinarily people don't get those second chances, sad as it is to say. Another quest though, it's a lot deeper than maybe initially met the eye. Hmm.
We'll make that world.
Yeah.
Ourselves.
That is the plan.
We'll make it real.
We kind of haven't been playing the I was about to say, are we going to play the Offseer song for her? I know she's from the city, but we've done it for people from the city before, and that hasn't been as recurring a thing as it was for some of the earlier game. Which I never get tired of hearing that song.
Do stop. You're wasting your time with that.
Oh, it's her mother.
How much longer will you drag our family's name through the mud? So she met her end as our Mobius. Please. What a pathetic child.
You know this lady is obviously probably grieving to some extent, but she's really unlikable. Is Monica gonna punch her?
Monica. What now?
Hmm. Oh. Yeah, she's running away. She was probably scared for her life. Monica grabbed her like she was about to just throw hands. Oh my gosh.
closer to their kids somehow.
Yeah. I don't think that was a wrong
Warmth we felt
assumption.
would go on throughout their lives.
This is also one of the most wholesome scenes we ever had in the game. It's really cute, actually.
That might have been the answer we were looking for.
It's an illusion.
Hmm.
It's a fact of life that the child is born of the parent. But that's all it is.
So everything that we're trying to achieve, is that an illusion
Monica also just said that in front of her daughter. It's not exactly
Just a big lie?
something I would have hoped she'd say.
Whether it ends in a lie or not is up to you.
Hmm.
We all have to crawl face down in the mud, believing we'll come out smiling.
Hmm.
Mother.
Hey, she actually called her mother to her face.
Huh?
Let's fill up that tum.
Just making some effort. Hmm.
Sounds nice. I like it.
It's really sad.
Shania was able to smile?
I do. Yeah. Surprising number of our friends who changed to Mobius, Chris, Yoren, were able to smile at the end, you know? Not everyone that was originally Kavesi or Agnian, you know, like Console D is a perfect example, but he was like a serial killer before, so, you know. That was really a heart-wrenching quest. I will say, honestly though, I mean, I emphasized it when we were doing it. I was so sure that was Gondor's hero quest for several streams, and even though the side story is Sena, it was still kind of Gondor focused. Not sure I understand that one. It almost makes me wonder if Gondor's ascension quest is going to be somewhat tied to Sena. Rather, I should probably change this. I had a soul hacker on, even though I think almost everyone's rank 10 with it, except for apparently Sena. Because I was fighting unique monsters off stream. But now that I think about it, I should probably... here. Yeah, I wonder. Anyways, since that didn't take very long, that was actually much shorter than the Ashera one. And I thought it was going to take a lot longer. What I think we'll do here is let's go look up those two quests to do Fiona's Ascension quest. I've considered doing stuff like this off stream since it seems like most of these hero quests do potentially have a couple things that you have to do. But let me see. So Xenoblade Chronicles 3. So that way next time we can start off immediately with Fiona's. You know, Fiona's hero quest. Because why not? Get ourselves set up for that at least. Again, these two, I would assume... I mean, I can look at the list right now. I would assume I need to get someone to rank 10 with them, which I'll probably do off stream. Because like I was saying, I have that like level 90 plus area to grind in. Let me just double check. Post-game, visit 4 marked spots on the map. Get Mio to rank 10 in Life Sage, discuss the information. Then we get the quest. Post-game, raise Noah to rank 10 in Royal Summoner. Visit Kevis Castle with... Okay, so it looks like with Melia, you have to just get Noah to rank 10, according to this page. And again, this page is missing some information. But it looks like for Nia, we do actually have to go take her to visit places like she was saying. Which is interesting. I don't mind doing that. But that's something I might do... I don't know. Let's see. So gather topic on the Economy's future after clearing Transparent Dreams Fiona's hero quest. Okay. So we need to go to... Did I put... Oh, I didn't do that. Yeah, these will definitely be the last two things we do this year. I know I've said that a couple times, but I thought that hero quest was going to take a lot longer. Not that I think these two... you know, I seriously doubt these couple of side quests will take very long at all. But I think, honestly, with the pacing of how things go, doing either 2 or 3 hero quests, depending on what the prerequisites are, per stream until we finish out the rest of the Ascension quest could be the way to go. Because seriously, some of these seem like they don't have very much to do. Some of them seem like they have quite a lot. I mean, I remember looking up, like, we really did just stumble into Machine Assassin. There were quite a few quests we had to do that we just randomly did. And it worked out really well. But if we hadn't done those, there's a very high chance we still wouldn't have Machine Assassin until I started looking things. But we just need to collect some information around Colony Mu. Colony Mu is not an entirely giant area. But we're looking for the information on Colony Mu's future.
Oh, that smells gorgeous.
Might as well go to all the magnifying glasses, I suppose, as well. This is one colony that I did not come back to and explore a whole lot. Cleaning duty, Tala Squad. Having a conversation in notes. Well, let's see, I hadn't even been to the barracks here. I don't see an area for information, but it could be up in there, like... Well, I don't know, you can't even reach there, for honest, now that I think about it with this colony. Yeah, not the most exciting stuff. This is why I was thinking about just doing this off stream, though, because these side quests is obviously, like, it's interesting to see what happens to these colonies afterwards. But it's not exactly, you know, it's like a 5-minute conversation worth of information than a bunch of running around, you know? Yeah, we only have Affinity 1 with this colony too. Really shows how much we've done here. Yeah, this is strange. We're not... I wonder if I have to have Fiona... Well, no, I have Fiona in the party to get this information. I want to run over to the flower field and see if that's where we need to be. I guess we probably had a teleport point there too, didn't we? Where's the flower field? Oh, it's apparently over here. So we weren't even going the right direction. Here it is. But yeah, we're looking for information. Ooh, there's something shiny.
This is valuable. I'll hang on to it.
Do I already have the information for the side quest? Hold the phone. That might be why we're not... I don't recall finding it, but let's go to the canteen real quick. That would be awkward. That would be awkward, but I'm not seeing any information gathering.
With some food.
We don't have it. What the heck?
Let's move out.
Yeah, all this page says is find the information for... Huh. I feel like we've run around in generally the core of where people are in this colony. Alright, what about... Professional streamer right here. I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't know why I'll have to look for this information then another time. Maybe other city-related quests. Let me look up... Yabi Ascension quest. I just want to set up, since we have a little bit of time, you know? Because this hasn't been a long stream at all. I want to set up at least one Ascension quest for next stream. How to unlock. Chapter no hero quest is needed. Have Miyabi in your party, go to the question mark nearby Michiba Canteen. Question mark near Michiba Canteen.
Not if we can change this world.
Is there a question mark near Michiba Canteen? Oh. Oh. Okay, well we can do Miyabi's then immediately. Let's, seriously though, I want to set up at least one that needs some setup doing. Side story, Noah, complete Gondor's Know Your Family by heading to Castle Agnes with Ghondor in your party. So Gondor's can be done immediately. Cooking at any campsite with Manana while Triton is in the party. Some prior colony. I haven't done any colony. 15 quests for Triton. Yeah, Fiona's, I'm gonna have to go find those off stream. Complete an random quest. Chat, make sure Monica's in your party. Actually, a good number of these, unless, again, this page is missing some details. Inescapable pass. Let me check Alexandria's. This is one that seems to have some... If Alexandria's is done, then maybe we'll just do some random side quests. See, Hero Quest, Grain Matter, Foreign Regions, DS Arch. Oh, this is the Hero Quest. Colony Iota Goods, Enemies and Allies. We did do that. Register Sun, 15 Colony Iota Goods, get info and discuss goods in storage, do scant supplies. I think we have scant supplies. I don't know if we have to discuss it. I didn't check. But scant supplies, huh? Here it is. Alright. So this should be the setup for Alexandria's then. After we wasted like 10 minutes just trying to figure out. Let's talk with a suppressed shell. Yeah, we already did the it's saying we had to do the quest where we discussed their supplies, enemies, and allies, which is the one where we sent Colony Iota goods out to other colonies. And then we have this. And then after that, level up and cursor to rank 10. We've done that. Get close to the question marking that. Okay. But this is good to see, though. Again, not exactly the quest we want to get, because my priorities right now are Signifer and Troubadour, but Troubadour we can do at least. Sometime to rationing. Yeah, again, they've given out a lot of their supplies, so it's almost potentially a little bit detrimental to them if they don't, like, because before, part of the reason I think they had so many supplies to potentially share was because they were a silver rank colony that could afford to give out resources since they got so many. Up to 70% capacity. Okay. That's if they come back. Yeah. Got stuck, so we gotta go help them. Score boxes. Yeah, suboptimal is technically one way to describe that, Tyon. Very helpful. They were, yeah, okay. Like ants, but, you know, giant scorpions. I want them to get themselves out. You're a wonderful, yeah. Too much help will rob. Yeah, you know what also robs them of their capacity for growth? Dying. Yeah. We get that you want a legacy of being, like, self-sufficient, being able to help other people, but yeah. That reflects the Danic Desert. Without coddling them. They'll be surrounded by, like, a whole swarm. We'll take out all but, like, 2. Wonderful. Oh, complete any one of the objectives. Okay. I don't know which one this is, but let's go. It really is interesting, though. Again, looking at this list, some of them have pretty lengthy, like, again, that's why we did 3 Ravens at War. Although, again, I was also kind of interested in that quest to begin with. But it's interesting that some of the hero quests really do seem to have quite a bit of requirements to them. And then some of them just take this hero to this pot after this point in time. Because that's what Ashera's was. It was literally just take her to that battlefield where the Eunie's former gold rank colony was from another life. And we actually get to hear this song. Seriously, though, it's just... I just get the shivers every time I hear this song. It still hasn't gotten old to me, and we've heard it probably hundreds of times by this point. Just, so good. Anyways, it's on fire. Wonderful. Thorben, huh? Okay, well, they at least defeated the score boxes. The Levinus took a bunch of damage. We need the parts. Hopefully we already have them, or it's something that we can just go collect. I love how you can hear those things fighting right there. It's not like this is voiced, though. Trip leg joints.
I see some relations have changed.
Do we have 5 trip leg points? Apparently we did. Wonderful. That's what makes these quests so much more convenient, though. Imagine if we had to go hunt those down. Okay. I thought Alexander was employing these resourcing tactics. Yeah, Alexandria is like very, very sharp. It's kind of crazy, actually. She's constantly aware of what's going on. We are... It looks like we don't have a point too close to this one. But it even just emphasizes the fact, like, it's kind of crazy that she's only a 6th term commander. In fact, I wanted to check real quick. I forgot, I mentioned it way back when, but if you go to the affinity chart, then you go to a specific colony, you can actually see... Oh, Shear's only term 9. It's not that far off of 10, but, like, you can see, you know, Teach is term 10. Oh, they have an affinity between the two, I think. Actually, I'm not sure why. But like you can see, Teach is term 10, and Juniper is term 7. So Juniper's actually about a term younger than most. Most of the main party is term 8. For a note of reference, as always. That's really interesting stuff, though. For some reason, I just was under the impression she was 10, but 9 isn't that far off. Because we know Ethel was 10, Kamaravi was 10, Teach is 10. Valdi, I believe I looked in was 6, same as Alexandria. Who else? I want to say Izzard is also 10. Like, it makes sense, you know? They're the ones that are in control. They're the leaders of the colony. But it goes back to what I've said in the past, too. You can't always... And it also explains why Alexandria chooses to act and look the way she does, is... You can't constantly be changing out commanders. You probably don't want to only be like, okay, this commander's gone. Now let's get another 10th termer to be the next commander, because then they're not going to last for that long, sad as it is to say. This colony we actually have to help. Okay. Not this colony, sorry, this group. Their squad. They just won't quit. Use the supplies as a distraction, but you need the supplies, yeah. What's this whole about not coddling them? I know we weren't just gonna let them, you know, leave them to their own devices, but still. At least they can actually apparently repair their thing. So one side had already defeated the enemies, but they needed the resources to repair their Levnis. And then the other had the resources to repair their Levnis, but they needed the time because they were under attack. Interesting stuff. Alright then. It's working as normal. Yep. No problemo. Hey, don't have to take out every single score box, yeah, I was gonna say, just to get back. You just need a path. You're so chirpy about it. Monster migrate. Yeah, there's always... With the world they live in, you could run into... For them, they're Agnians. You could run into Kavesi troops. You could run into a number of things. I'm gonna show for that. Yeah, it really does seem like Alexandria and Shell, to another extent, are very... much towards leaning in the leadership of make sure everyone's prepared to take over things when they need. Huh. Interesting. So Thorben or Causally here are potentially the ones that would take over for Shell. And wasn't Shell also 10th term? I think if memory serves, she's older than Alexandria is. But it's a given when you're a 6th term in a 10 term system that a number of your allies are going to be, you know, older than you. It's interesting though because it shows that dynamic. Alexandria at first seemed like the wise, all-knowing, almost leader. But it seems like the colony also really does depend on Shell. Whereas in Valdi's case, who's also, I'm pretty sure 6th term, they don't exactly rely on Valdi as much. Valdi's more just like the genius engineer, you know, mechanic that does his own thing. Yeah. It's interesting that Cho's giving all the credit to Dame Alex, as they say. Internal conflicts when they're hoarding resources. Rich want to get richer, no mutual. Okay. Interesting. That's not what I thought they were gonna say, but yeah. Pretty scared. Alexander's strangely cold. Yeah, she seems oddly unconfident in herself, and that is something that I know is brought up a bit. Like once you get past that like cool facade, why she almost tries to keep up like an Ice Queen almost type aesthetic. Dame Alex has to change. Okay. Well, that's probably leading into this bit of a tangent. Believe me, if there's one person that goes off on random tangents, I get you. 70% capacity. Okay. Yeah, that was interesting. That really does lead up to potentially what happens in, you know, Colony Iota for Alexandria's, you know, hero quest. That being said, let's give out these other goods. I don't remember who all we gave them to last time in terms of like giving out the quote-unquote Colony Iota goods, but I know you give them to a given... Hey, you've got plenty of supplies, don't be greedy, share them. Here you go, Baldy. You only want 2. But... Cooperating, okay. And did Valdi's disappear there? 0. Give some to Segiri. They just moved in, make it like a housewarming gift, you know? I think it actually disappears when you give them the goods. We don't have enough to give them to Fiona. Sorry, Fiona. Or Juniper. How many do we have? Ezerd. We can give a couple to Ezerd, yeah, sure. I think we'd already given... Maybe not. If it says cooperating now. It's interesting, though, because this almost makes it like it builds up. I don't know if it'll matter which colonies you've given resources to. But it's almost like that builds it up towards something that happens in the hero quest / ascension quest for her. Couldn't tell you, though, because I don't know. I feel like I've said that a lot, actually, but it is true. Anyway, I wanted to... Let's just make sure the question mark's there. Perfect. Okay. So I've got quite a few hero quests set up. I'll probably title next stream for which ones we choose to do, but bit of a shorter stream today. I don't really mind that, though. I'm really enjoying doing these ascension quests. Like I was saying, though, we probably do have another 2-3 streams at least of just doing these ascension quests. It's all that I can think of that we have left until the DLC. Maybe next year when the last wave of DLC comes out, and that's supposedly something similar to Torna is going to happen in that last wave, which would be really cool. But we'll deal with that then. Anyways, those guys, I'm going to go ahead and, as always, VOD will be posted on YouTube. And I will catch you guys next time, though. Bye.